It's over 9,000! What?
Covered with scorpions. Oh, there's people.
Weird.
We can't all make declarations of hatred at the same time. Hi, everybody.
There are dozens of us. Dozens!
你好，中国，你好，西亚，我爱更尊重中。Shield up. There's nothing sacred.
Oh, wait a Alson, help me up onto his casket so I can dance on it.
I don't care.
But how did you ever find us?
Oh, easy. We just read the screenplay you left us.
And Hispanic people too.
Glove gold! Glove gold! Glove gold!
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I'll help you. Everything is sexist. Everything is racist. Everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Huh? Zappuccino.
What do you know? What do you say? M4 Empire. Welcome to episode 2 of the M4 cast, and happy New Year, one and all. I am Marvin the Movie Monster Montanero. This is the M4 Empire. This is the M4 cast, and we are set for a great day, a great night of nonstop pop culture discussion. But I can't do it alone, so let's assemble the team.
Titans, go!
Lauren.
Marvin.
Lauren, I know you're not in a good mood tonight. You are not your normal, jovial, happy-go-lucky self.
I'll try.
I believe the first words you said when you showed up here tonight were, "I wish I hadn't agreed to do this."
No, I said I regret doing this.
Yeah.
But it's my own fault. I forgot for a moment that I'm 48 last night, and I
stayed up.
I apparently thought that I was 18, and so I'm paying for it today.
I was out by 11 o'clock. I was just like, I don't care about this, and I was able to fall asleep with. My wife woke me up at like midnight for like the Happy New Year kiss. And I was like, are we under attack? Because like the fireworks that were going on outside our house, it literally, it sounded like a war zone out there. I'm like, are they trying to launch our neighborhood into space? What is happening out there right now?
My friends are actually big 2A guys, so there were rifles fired at midnight. So,
I love that.
I actually stayed up till about 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when I sent you some links to some AI videos, so you know I was up. But I didn't even, it's like I didn't drink. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to. I just literally stayed awake and ate a lot of food. And it's like, but I feel like it's like, this is like one of the worst hangovers that I had when I was younger, you know?
Right.
So it's like,
right.
You should, there comes a point where you got to give it up and realize I should have been in bed at 9.
Exactly. Martin Stone, who stayed up last night, also is here.
Hello. I don't regret being here.
You did stay up last night, though.
I did, yes. I regretted doing that, but it's because, I was wrangling my kids until 1 in the morning.
And you're still a functional human being today, unlike Lauren.
Yes.
Okay.
But I may have got to sleep in better than he did. I don't know.
I'm just saying that some people can swing it and some people can't.
Yeah. I live life at the edge. What can I say?
Look at you swinging that Gatorade like it's whiskey. Oh my
Gotta
goodness.
stay hydrated.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Nolan, what's going on, my friend?
Hi there, friends. How are my party animal friends doing?
Doing well? Did you have a solid New Year's?
It was definitely an experience. I went to my first ever New Year's party that wasn't for my relatives, so I actually hit out to town and gave it a try, and it was an experience. Was it good? Was it bad? I don't know, but there were a lot of drunk people. No, I'm not a drinker.
I was about to say, like, if you don't remember it, was it like, were you throwing back the tequilas?
No, it was. There were a lot of people. Like, I'm more of a social drinker myself, so I was more of an observer of just how the chaos just slowly gets worse
your words
and worse.
Right now.
Oh no, that's because I took a nap and I was up till 4 a.m.
Yeah. Guys, I think we might have to have an intervention here sometime soon.
Hi, my name's Nolan Thunder, and I'm an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm. I'm more of a social drinker. I just drink with me and myself.
I'm just very social.
I don't need no sobriety tests, officer.
I got a lot of friends, and they do stuff. And all right, let's go. The reason everyone's here. Wait, that's not Trish.
Yeah, that's not.
What an intro,
Trish! I love your beard.
Yeah,
me too.
I basically set you up for the audience to be like, screw this guy.
I'm the real life fake Trish.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us today, the real life fake Trish is here. The real life fake wizard. How you doing, Wiz? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Happy to be here. Looking forward to the discussion today. Wow, what a day it has been after the festivities from yesterday, huh?
We live in a Stranger Things less world. For the first time in many years, Noah Schnapp is unemployed, and will likely stay that way for quite some time.
Podcast is coming.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, they're gonna who in that cast does the Stranger Things rewatch podcast? Because it's gonna happen.
I think they're going to be competing ones.
That would be funny. What would be like the worst one possible? It would be like Murray and like Vicky.
I actually think Murray would be an entertaining one.
But like you have like the Office ladies, right? Where it's like Pam and Angela, which are like big characters from The Office, doing that. Like Turk and JD from Scrubs, doing fake doctors, real friends. But then you have like the one from Parks and Recreation, which was like Rob Lowe and one of the writers, and Rob Lowe doesn't even show up till like the 3rd season. So
I think Noah Schnapp is going to get he's going to do it when he's got nothing else coming in.
I think Finn's the more likely one, honestly.
Maybe it'll be the two of them.
He's still got a career.
Well, I don't know.
Think so?
I don't know.
It's going to be short lived, but he does still. I mean, he's got the next Ghostbusters movie coming, and
Are they doing another one?
They are, yeah.
Do we know what it's called? I wasn't aware there was another one.
There's going to be a sequel to Frozen Empire. We know that.
Huh.
He did just say that his favorite Star Wars was The Last Jedi, so I'm assuming Lucasfilm is going to sign him to some kind of movie soon because they're going to like that he said that.
They need all the help they can get over at Lucasfilm, so anybody they can get and not have to pay, I'm sure.
I think that Dustin is going to have a decent career because he's going to do a lot of like. He already does a lot of Broadway, but I think he's going to do more of like the Broadway stuff.
Well, he's got some natural charisma that I think some of the others don't have.
Yeah. Well, he's got acting. He's got real acting chops too. That dude was like the backbone of that show. But I remember like years ago in Jersey, and I'm talking like long before like after the first season came out, I went to a convention with 2 of my friends, and my one friend like waited online for Dustin from Stranger Things, and I was just like, "You're a grown man, and you're waiting in line to meet an 11-year-old." It was the weirdest thing.
All right, no hate, but I did wait online to meet Chrissy Wake Up when Stranger Things 4 happened.
Wait, which one is she?
The girl the cheerleader that died.
Oh,
in
Chrissy
the beginning
Wake
of Stranger Things. Yeah, Chrissy Wake Up with the meme.
Yeah, but she was an 11-year-old.
I mean, I didn't exactly wait online. I
totally changes the context of the conversation if she is.
Yeah,
I very much skipped that line. I figured it was going to be worth something. It wasn't.
Oh gosh, I love the Chrissy, wake up, Chrissy, wake up. That was one of the, and then there was the Chrissy, wake up. I don't like this. That was like pristine meme quality.
It's all cringe. It always has been, and it always will be.
Always has been, always will be, like Glomgold. Speaking of which, guys, this is a show made for you and financed by you. We count on your generous super chats to keep the lights on around here. So let's see what you guys have to say. Dragon Queen, member for 7 months, is Happy New Year. Hugs for all, probably sleeping. Well, there you go.
Bring it in.
Dragon Queen is sleeping. So. Wild and Crazy Bear, remember for 5 months, it's Happy Public Domain Day because I think a lot of the Mickey Mouse cartoons go into public domain today.
Apparently, Pluto. I believe the earliest cartoon appearance of Pluto is public domain now, so you're probably going to see a horror game based off him soon.
Yep, definitely. Juliet checking in for £2 sterling, our mod extraordinaire, saying Happy New Year, one and all. Happy New Year to you as well, Juliet. Nice to see you. Mike Glass in the Joker's voice. Let's start this party off with a bang. Remember, guys, you can super chat for as long as the super chat is 5 or more. I will do it in any voice that you tell me to do it in, even if it's voices that Lauren doesn't like.
I never said I didn't like Canadian Bane. I love Canadian Bane.
Liquid Fox for $5 Canadian says, Happy New Year. Well, I had foolishness planned, but the main contributor to the goofery isn't here, so it'll have to wait. Hello, Blandoff. I'm sorry. He said Blandorf, but I knew he meant Blandolf.
I love it.
Has anyone ever called you that before? Is that like a thing that happens?
No. The closest I've been called to something that funny is Gandalf the Gay, and that was just out of pocket. It is an insult.
I'm gonna call
and,
it. I gotta remember to call culture that.
yeah. He's going on one of the potato tirades.
Blandolf
is really good.
That's a really good one. Mike Glass with 20 M4 Empire memberships. Oh my goodness.
Go, Mike.
So much. Mike Glass. That is huge. You know what? I would dare to say that it is. I'm looking for the clip. I can't find it, so I'm just gonna play something. What happened to all my clips?
We got one!
Thank you very, very much, Mike Glass. That was super. You know what I would dare say that was?
It's over 9,000!
There you go. I realized that when I play the full clip of that, the stream gets demonetized or it gets revenue sharing because of the music in the background, the Ocean Dub
Seriously?
Dragon Ball score. Yeah, so I have to then I have to go back in and like take it out. So
it's weird.
I saved myself a step.
You would think that because that's the Ocean Dub, isn't it?
That's the Ocean Dub.
It's over 9,000!
You think that soundtrack would be less picky than compared to, say, something Funimation did or something?
Yeah, you'd think, wouldn't you? But
weird.
No, they're really weird about that one. But Pastor of Muppets checking in for 13 months as I'm fashionably late. Well, you are very fashionable and you are late. So yeah, that works, Pastor Muppets. You and Kumia for $4.99 says, where are Trish and Kevin? Can I get a Glomgold? You can get a Glomgold, my good sir.
Glomgold! 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 Glomgold!
And where are Trish? Trish had a family thing tonight because, it is a holiday. And Kevin's been under the weather. He didn't even make it to his own show Tuesday night. So yeah, I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to make it later tonight or what, but if he makes it, then we'll be happy to have him here. But and hey, Bookstore Thor, member for 4 months, aka Trevor from That Park Places. Happy New Year. I ended 2025 with SPN and not ST. What is SPN? Am I like missing something? Like
That's going over my head.
Yeah.
End of New Year with SP.
Oh, ST is Stranger Things.
Oh, Stranger Things is definitely ST, but I don't know what SPN is. So I'm sure somebody will say it in the chat, but glad to see you dodged that bullet there, Bookstore Thor. And then he says, "Did any of you watch German show Dark?"
No, but it's at the top of my list after everybody's saying it's what Stranger Things should have been.
What is German show Dark? I've never heard it.
So it's a Netflix show, but I believe it's in German, and it's a subtitled show. It's got 3 seasons, and it's more of like a serious horror show. I would say horror, but more like a psych horror show. But it has similar elements to what works in Stranger Things.
Oh wait, everyone's saying SPN is Supernatural.
Oh, that makes sense.
The one day for Trish to not be here, people are actually super chatting in about Supernatural. That's insane. She's gonna be so mad. But you know what? Let's talk about Star Wars instead, because that always makes her real happy. Liquid Fox for $2 is Wizard. I joke out of love from the chat. Welcome.
You're breaking my heart, man. Those insults hurt.
Yeah,
just a guy on the internet.
That's why you laughed so hard. He's hiding the pain.
Crying about it.
Yeah.
Cutting
all right,
your
guys.
heart with a butter knife.
We like to start every episode out by talking about what it is we're watching or reading or playing this during the week. So, Lauren, let's start with you since you're so up and at 'em, and I'm afraid that if we wait to go to you, you'll be asleep. So, what are you watching recently? Reading? What have you been up to?
I can't think of anything that I've been watching. I'm sure I've been watching something, but nothing's coming to mind. What I need to watch, and I'm way behind, I'm kind of cutting it close to the wire now, is I'm supposed to be watching Drive and The Third Man for our genre guys that we're recording this weekend. So I need to get on that quickly. I just haven't had a chance yet.
Okay. Martin, what about you? What have you been watching?
Let's see. I've mostly been reading, and I got in the first 3 Rogue Squadron books, and a couple of Monster Hunter International books, and I'm wrapping up the last of the Dexter books probably tonight.
Excellent. Wiz, what about you?
I just finished watching. I waited for the whole series to run, and then I watched it all in one go because I hate television. Welcome to Derry, the It Show.
Okay.
And I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's not perfect, but it was, I think, superior to both of the It films. And
Interesting.
I'm a sucker for Skarsgård. I think he's a really good actor.
He is a good actor. I mean, I love that whole family.
Oh, he's recurring in that?
He's Pennywise.
Well, I didn't know he's in the show too.
He comes. I wouldn't say he's recurring. He's not in it as much as you want him to be.
Okay, so they're kind of like few and far. Is it like a Pennywise origin story?
It's the first of 3, so this is supposed to be 3 seasons that are telling the Pennywise origin story. How they'll continue that, I don't know. I always felt like we got enough of it in the films, and then this just added to it, and I don't know how you tell any more Pennywise origin. But yeah,
so
yeah,
that's but by origin, are we talking about like primordial, when the Earth is still forming, when the entity comes to the planet?
This ties into a lot of Stephen King verse.
Okay.
Like more than the
I heard that it like connects to the Shawshank Redemption somehow.
And The Shining.
What?
And Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it connect to the Shawshank Redemption? Because I didn't ever think of that as being in a shared universe.
So it's kind of interesting. The Shawshank Redemption happens at a time when Pennywise is asleep. So it's not far away from Derry, Maine. Like it's within the vicinity where Pennywise would be active, but he's asleep at the time that movie takes place, the book takes place.
Well, doesn't like the book take place over like many years, and Pennywise is like 27 every 27 years he comes back?
every 27 years, but it's like specifically while the characters are active of that book, Pennywise is inactive. So it's like they just miss each other with the events of that story.
Interesting. I mean, I always love shared universe stuff like that, but I don't know. Lauren had an interesting theory that because we were talking about redemptions on Lauren and Apollo the other night, and I brought up the Shawshank Redemption as something that everyone always says is a great redemption story, but I don't really think there's a redemption in it. And Lauren brought up that he thinks that Andy actually killed his wife.
I saw something online recently. Somebody kept saying he never says he doesn't kill his wife, which is untrue. He does flat out say it. But
yeah, I thought he did.
Are you referring to the line when he says that I was never a criminal before I came into jail?
No. There's another line where he does say that he's innocent. Oh, wait a second. There may be some leeway on that because they accuse him of, when he says he's innocent of that, it may be the characterization that the prosecutor is using in the trial. I'll have to watch that again.
It's purely my opinion, but I think he actually did it.
I don't know. I can't buy that. I definitely believe that he was set up, that he was framed, and why else would the guy be like, yeah, I heard this other guy confess to this crime?
If I remember right, there was an explanation, but it's been a while, and I'd have to go back and rewatch it to verify. I'm not going to swear that it's true, but I'm absolutely standing by my Admiral Ozzel theory.
The what?
Swear to me.
Admiral Ozzel.
That you said that as if that was an explanation.
Don't you remember on the same show I said that Admiral Ozzel was actually a rebel plant?
Oh yes, you did say that. Yeah,
like a ficus.
Okay. Yes, like a ficus.
Hey, it's a universe or galaxy that's far, far away. There are living plants. Evidently, there's a living rock that's a Jedi.
According to the High Republic.
Let's see. Nolan, what have you been watching this week?
So not too much out of the norm. I've been watching a bit of this channel called Warping Fists, which I think I've brought up before on the channel. He does a lot of the early pre-release stuff of like unused concepts in films, early fan rumors, such as like when Johnny Depp was rumored to play the Riddler in The Dark Knight Rises before that was a thing. He had this really interesting video where he was talking about this one unused concept in Spider-Man 3, where apparently originally when the symbiote meshes with Eddie Brock, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with this, apparently it was going to be to where almost like you think that in the end of the film where he like yanks Eddie Brock out from the symbiote and then he has to battle the symbiote before the end of the movie, apparently originally the symbiote was like consuming Eddie Brock to where by the end of the movie you find out that thing Spider-Man had been wearing would basically eat its host, to where he tries to pull him out and you see like his skull and it's shaped like both the Venom symbiote and Eddie Brock's, and after he blows up the symbiote you can see Eddie Brock's deformed skull and one of the pillar spikes goes right through it. It is like dark and I kind of love it, honestly. It's crazy.
Yeah, I hated that ending for the character, but there was also animatics of that scene and how it was supposed to be way more grotesque than what it actually was.
So that was the era in which I would, when there was a big blockbuster movie coming out that I wanted to see, I would read the book first. Mostly because I wanted on opening night to be like, yeah, the book was better. I did it with Revenge of the Sith, and then I did it with, which in the case that book really was better.
Yes, it was.
and I did it with Spider-Man 3, and the book for Spider-Man 3 was also a lot better. But in the book, he is a skeleton at the end of it. So
yeah,
and so that was what I was expecting to happen. I mean, you do see his skeleton for a minute when he dives back into the symbiote after Peter throws the bucket.
Yeah, when it explodes.
Yeah, how you gonna get him? Skeleton power. That was from The Simpsons. But the for me, I have been so I've been playing on the Nintendo Switch 2. For Christmas, I got Donkey Kong Bonanza. And
How is that?
Good man.
It is the best 3D platformer I've ever played.
Yeah.
No
It is-
way. Really?
It is so fun and just a joyous experience. I mean,
So even better than like the classics like Mario 64 and
yes, I would put it
Wow.
up there with that. Yeah, I would put it up there with that. I'd put it up
Wow.
there with, it plays a lot like Mario Odyssey, which is I think the same team made it that made Mario Odyssey, so it makes sense.
It is.
But I mean, I really love it. I love how you could just punch a hole in the ground and then tunnel through the levels. You can like Pauline is such a I thought I was gonna be really annoyed, but I'm like really, we got rid of Diddy Kong and it's gonna be some like little girl that he carries around. She's delightful. I don't know if you could see it on my shelf there. I bought the amiibo. I never buy
wow.
amiibos.
Yeah, I noticed that. And I remember we were doing the TGP streams. You were looking at it like you were watching paint dry. You're like, this is it. And that's the best kind of accolade you can give to a game, man. I'm impressed.
I really, really enjoyed it. I am enjoying it. I think I'm almost at the end of the game, but it is like, so you unlock these transformations that are really fun. And each transformation has its own like cool song that goes along with it. It is just amazingly fun. And
do you know anything about like the end of the game, which I won't say anything about, but do you know anything about it yet?
No, I don't know
anything.
Oh,
then
enjoy it.
Don't
enjoy it.
Yeah. So I because I'm a crazy person, I have been trying to like fit this into like the Nintendo timeline because I'm like, okay, Pauline is a child, and in Mario Odyssey, she's an adult, and I guess her grandmother is the one who Cranky Kong abducted in the original Donkey Kong. So that means all the Donkey Kong Country games take place long before Mario.
Yeah.
Do we know yet, from your point of playing the game, who the Pauline is in Odyssey?
I would assume it's this Pauline, isn't it? It's grown up. No?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Isn't it all one Pauline?
I heard something where it was a bit different, but can't say I played it personally yet. I'll wait till Marvin's finished.
I think that Pauline is gonna get her own game eventually. It'll be some kind of rhythm game. But I mean, if not, adult Pauline is definitely gonna be in the next Super Smash Brothers, I think.
That'd be fun.
If we get one.
Well, it's you don't think we're gonna get one?
I think it's going to be Ultimate with 2 more DLC packs.
Oh, it might be.
Am I the only one that doesn't want it just yet? Because it means we'd have without Sakurai, and I don't want that.
Well, I mean, we're always going to have it without Sakurai. He said he's done, right? Like he's not even doing Kirby.
He said that the past 2 times.
Yeah. The reason I think it's Ultimate, again, is because Sakurai had made it pretty clear that the licensing to get all those other characters was so difficult that for them to do another game title, it would be going back to scratch with all those legalities. And
so
apparently
they never get Sora back.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Square Enix doesn't play very nice. Despite
They're the
having
Disney of
3
video
their
games.
characters. Yeah.
I wonder then if that's always going to be what it is then, if Smash Brothers will always just end up being like Ultimate again, but with more characters.
Eventually they're gonna just have to lose the characters that are like, they're not going to do Ultimate forever. I just think now they'll do Ultimate again because it'll be way cheaper than making a whole new game.
Right.
You do 2 new expansion packs, it's significantly cheaper, and you make all the money as if you made a real game.
Right.
Everyone
They rode
buy
the
it.
success
buy it
of
again.
They rode the success of Mario Kart 8 for like what, over a decade now. They can do that with Smash
Exactly.
Brothers.
100% Nolan.
Yeah, I like Mario Kart World a lot. So, I
good.
mean, I'm not good at it. So if anyone's been watching the Geeks and Gamers game stream, I'm very much not good at it. I think I've come in 24th place a couple times.
Well,
But,
also they're brutal, so
yeah,
it's
rough.
over there.
Oh, it's rough. You are dropped into like a prison riot in that. Yeah, it is pretty rough, but you know, it's fine because Sevi's there too, and she's worse than I am. So usually I come in ahead of her. So I was like, Sevi, please be here. so I'm not in last place. I'm kidding. She actually does beat me quite a bit in that game, but we have a playful rivalry going on. But yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza has been going great. I've been watching a lot of these AI Star Wars videos. Lauren, I know you and I have been sending them to each other. I think this is the future. I'm going to do a video on it this week. I think this is the future of Star Wars. I think Star Wars is now in the hands of the fans.
Yeah, I think that a case can be made for that. That first one that I sent you was, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still not perfect, but it is as close as you're going to get until it becomes perfect. And they had sampled all of the voices of the characters. It's the best sounding Darth Vader I've heard. It's the best sounding Lando Calrissian. They even got, I cannot think of the voice actor's name, but the guy who voiced Bosk on the Clone Wars. They're replicating all of those voices.
Yeah.
And they're doing.
Once they can get more inflection into the voice.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Because I'm tired of everyone talking like this and everyone having this monotone voice.
This one's not like that. There's a lot of them that are. Now, this one, Lando's voice needed a little bit more work than some of the others, but the others to me sounded perfect. And what it is it's an interstitial scene that is basically explaining how Darth Vader got ahead of Han Solo to Cloud City, and it actually shows you the dinner scene when they arrive and Vader's already there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great little video. The other one that I sent you was, it's basically the ending scene of the Obi-Wan TV series extended with Obi-Wan talking to Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
And honestly, the entire Obi-Wan series could have been replaced by just this 4-minute video. Now, the effects in this video are jankier than the other one because it was produced 3 months ago.
Right.
But narratively, story-wise, that 4 minutes was all that we wanted out of the show.
You had to wait a really long time for that 4 minutes.
I want to go back to something, though. I always just figured that in Empire, the reason Vader gets there before Solo is that he has hyperdrive and the Falcon doesn't.
Yes, and that's essentially the case. But it's one of the things they didn't do that I was hoping that they would do is show a little bit of stuff from Shadows of the Empire. They didn't bring that in. I was hoping that they would show the bounty hunters contesting with each other a little bit. But you do get Boba Fett and Dengar and Bosk on the bridge of the Executor discussing what happened with Han. Boba explains what he thinks is going on here. You get some action on Cloud City. There's a really cool musical number in it, of all things, that I thought, it's like, man, release this as an album because I play this music. So
I always assumed Lando was getting a lot of action on Cloud City.
Yeah. Somebody's here who I want them to weigh in on this. Oh, wait, it's Angry.
Oh,
Angry.
I'm Trish. Oh, no.
Angry Trish.
Angry Trish. Yes. How are you guys doing?
Good. I'm
Better now you're here.
I'm faking the audience out every single time somebody new pops in by trying to say that it's Trish.
Are you guys talking about the AI Star Wars stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote an article about that recently, and my goodness, is it just ever... I mean, Lauren, you kind of nailed it already, but this really is the future of Star Wars, and it's frightening how far it's progressed. I can't get over that. And like you said, it's not perfect. The voices and a lot of them are monotone, although I haven't seen that Lando one, so I got to check that one out. But all that to be said, it is just I can't put into words how excited, like I said, excited, frightened, a little bit nervous about it I am, because we're seeing now that they've ignored fans, what fans want for a decade, and finally the fans are just saying, all right, well, we're literally going to do it ourselves, and we're going to do it better than a multi-million-dollar company. I don't understand how a company like Lucasfilm will be able to justify its existence moving forward unless they actually... Sorry, go on.
I think this is why they're trying to set legal precedent and setting that agreement with OpenAI. They're going to want to be able to shut it down at other places that they're not licensing their characters and properties to, and they're going to want to own what the fans create. If you read the comments on that one that I was talking about, everybody is saying the same thing. This is just a guy who's outperforming these people that had hundreds of millions of dollars to produce what this guy is producing on his own and doing a better job. As you said, it's because he gets the spirit of Star Wars. Now, as impressive as the first one was with the bounty hunters and Boba Fett and Darth Vader and all of that, the Obi-Wan one is the one that hits you in the feelings, because it is Obi-Wan confessing his guilt over what happened to Anakin to the ghost of Qui-Gon. And Qui-Gon says exactly the right thing to Obi-Wan to absolve him of that guilt and to put him in a place where he can be what he needs to be for the events to transpire that will need to happen for Anakin to reemerge from the shell of Darth Vader. And he does it in 4 minutes.
So are we allowed to show that, you think? Like, because they're fan videos? I know Star Wars Theory's been doing reaction videos to them and stuff like that.
I don't know. I think you could probably get away with probably a little bit of it. I don't know if I'd do the whole thing.
Yeah, no, we won't do the
Does
whole
it have the John Williams score?
No, this is original scored music.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you should be okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Film, so.
one of the things you're going to see here is the TIE fighter designs are a little janky.
Yeah.
And you'll notice in this particular one, it starts off a little bit rough. It gets better the deeper into it he gets. So
this one is from Hyperspace Stories. That's one I hadn't really heard of before.
Yep.
So that's interesting. Okay, let's see.
The TIE Fighter's janky. I don't want to watch
There
it.
will be a substantial reward for the one who finds the Millennium Falcon.
There's my guy.
You are free to use any methods necessary, but I want them alive.
So that's not just a clip from Empire. I know, because the camera angle
seems like it is.
It looks close.
it seems like it is, but it's not. Now, I
No.
think
Wow.
there are parts of it that I think are clipped from the movies, but the intonation of the voice is slightly different. The camera angle is slightly different, but he's basically recreated the scene.
No disintegration.
Does Vader have a chain on his robes at this point?
No, and you'll find
Where's
that
that?
in he's supposed to here. It's not here in this image. You'll also find in a later scene that his gauntlet is wrong.
I also
but,
think
you know,
that helmet's a little squatter than it should be.
It is.
Isn't that
that's the
nerdy?
Revenge of the Sith.
I
helmet.
knew it was AI because it didn't have the chain on the cape.
Yeah,
I
know
need to
you.
see a therapist, man.
You've unlocked a new level. There was.
We are our harshest critics ourselves.
As you wish.
Lord Vader.
Look at that. Even like the fringe on like the braids here looks amazing. Like this, I can't believe this is insane.
My lord, we have them.
So much for that. Don't worry.
That is the first time I've ever heard Dengar talk.
Yep.
That's
He
not
can
how I thought he
speak?
sounded.
Not how I imagined in those books.
Solo's not that easy to.
I always felt that
Oh.
Dengar had the voice of Johnny Cash for some reason.
Let's see how this goes.
I guess he did fall into a burning ring of fire. So
Ah.
It's not that easy to catch. Trust me. If you know him so well, why haven't you brought him in? Losing your touch, Boba. We'll see.
That was
You're all
cool.
Australian.
That they are all Australian. I do like that.
Lord Vader, the ship no longer appears on our scopes. I take full responsibility for losing them. My
Apology accepted, Captain Vader.
sincere apologies. I assure you, we will expect.
That
that's
had
for
to
the
be
movie.
yeah.
Guess you
Yeah.
were right. Solo's trickier than he looks. You really think he jumped to light speed?
Bosk's snout was a little shorter in that. Again, we are being super nitpicky right now.
Yeah, and
I
as
like-
I said, it gets better the deeper into it you get, except for Vader's Gauntlet.
Yeah,
I like Bosk's voice.
Yeah.
I think
I do too.
Bosk's voice sounds just as I would picture it to be.
It's the voice from the Clone Wars.
It's the Clone Wars voice.
Then
Nice
what
seeing it
do
in a
you
more
think
realistic style.
happened? If the hyperdrive worked, why attack? Why not jump the moment they cleared the asteroid field?
This is a restricted area. You and your kind need to clear the bridge. Now.
That's racist.
Come on, let's get out of here. Solo could be halfway across.
Okay, let me skip ahead a little bit. There's the man.
Wow.
Imagine this view from your own luxury suite.
Oh, look, is that Immune?
Yes. it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would go back earlier because you want to hear that musical number.
Yeah.
That should be Lando's
Yeah,
theme.
no, right there where they're Cloud City, where they're flying to Cloud City.
Okay.
I was going to say, because it sounds like that song Fever. Give me
Yeah.
fever.
Yep. It does kind of.
You are the best in the business, and you've proven me right every single day.
Who is
We're
that?
just doing our jobs.
No, you're building something here, and I want
Another
to make sure you
female
have
lead?
everything you need.
Yeah. Oh,
Equipment,
here we go
personnel.
again.
We're good, Lando. Really.
She's
Sunny
from the
and brave.
sequels. She's from the sequels.
Is she really? Is
No.
she really?
Lobot.
Is that the mom of the daughter?
That's probably the mom of Poe Dameron or something.
Oh gosh.
Bring up my 11:30 appointment.
I gotta say the Billy D voices.
Back in the velvet dark.
Wait,
By the way,
it's
I
the Galactic Star Cruiser.
I bet. I bet you George is a big fan of this because they got a Twi'lek in a dress.
Yeah, she's wearing community clothes for him.
Well, also all Earth instruments. You got a piano, a stand-up bass,
Oh my
a
gosh,
regular drum
you
set,
do.
a trumpet, and a saxophone.
I wouldn't
But
have
do
it
you-
any other way.
Do you think the Galactic Star Cruiser would have done better if they'd based it on Cloud City instead? Like this seems like a
Yes,
no-brainer in
yeah.
hindsight.
Yeah.
Anything else would have worked.
But
Wait, you guys didn't want to pay
Anything but what they
$7,000?
did.
You guys didn't want to pay $7,000 for Galactic Tic-Tac-Toe for 30 minutes?
With Ray.
Listen to the lyrics of the song, though, when it plays. It's all about Cloud City. It's really good music.
Wow.
Where the high rollers come to play.
This is just one of our resort levels. We're a completely independent operation. No corporate oversight. No bureaucratic red tape. Just good.
That actually kind of looks like the Hyperspace Lounge on the window over there. Kind of looked like the Hyperspace Lounge on the Disney Wish.
Good business.
And far from
Singer kinda
imperial
sounds like Billie
entanglements.
Eilish.
Discretion is our specialty.
Up here where the rules don't apply.
This is insane.
In the clouds so high. Just you and me and the city lights. Place your bet. Stay the night up here.
This is far more impressive than any AI thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Follow me, gentlemen.
And you've got a bottom there, which we've never seen.
Never. Though a lot of them did die to bring us that information.
His name was Manny.
For John Hollis.
Yeah, Kevin's theory was always that it was actually Manny Bothans and it was a Puerto Rican guy that died.
No, there was a comic book about that.
Well, that's why when Rogue One came out and I saw Cassian Andor for the first time, I'm like, oh my god, it's Manny Bothans.
Imagine this view from your own luxury suites. There's nowhere else in the galaxy like Cloud City.
Sir, I'm sorry. Cloud City Approach Control has an urgent message.
Calrissian.
Baron Administrator. We have an Imperial Lambda-class shuttle requesting immediate landing. They're demanding an audience with you.
Imperial?
Yes, sir. Transmitting proper authorization codes. Should we grant clearance?
Mm-hmm.
Sir?
Yes.
All right, let me skip ahead a little bit again.
Han Solo.
No,
Yes,
back
we've
it up, because
had dealings.
this is actually a funny part.
Concerns about our mining.
All right.
Lord
this is
Vader,
where
I assure you our operation here is completely legitimate. If there are concerns about our mining output or tax compliance, I can provide full documentation.
I am not here about your mining operation.
Then how can Cloud City be of service?
A ship is coming here. The Millennium Falcon.
The Millennium Falcon? I don't know.
Do not lie to me.
I don't know. I feel like Lando would have been a lot smoother with that.
Oh yeah, he would have been way smoother.
But it is hilarious. It's like, dude, that is the most obvious lie I have ever heard. I am a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
Now look at his gauntlet. This is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Where his gauntlets are.
Oh yeah. Yep, you're right.
It looks a little like Pattinson Batman.
Does that say Under Armour
I was
on it?
just gonna say that.
Does that say Under Armour on it?
Good one, Hank. Good pull, Angry.
The ship's captain is known to you.
Han Solo. Yes, we've had dealings in the past.
When he arrives, you will welcome him, then deliver him and his companions to me.
Why? What do you want with them?
Another ship will follow. An X-Wing starfighter. You will allow it to land. Do not alert the pilot.
Interesting.
Who's on this other ship?
The pilot's name is Skywalker. He is important to the Emperor.
And Solo? His companions? They're just bait?
Once Skywalker arrives, they will have served their purpose. They will remain here under
It's
your
even got some
supervision.
fingerprints on the helmet, though.
Yeah, seriously.
So they won't be harmed?
Awesome.
Specular
Not
highlights.
if they
it's amazing.
cooperate.
I like that. I like that. So he's actually trying to he's agreeing to work with him because he thinks they're not going to be harmed, and that completely sheds a new light on his character. He doesn't seem like such a jerk anymore.
Well, I mean, he says it in Empire Strikes Back. He's like, that was never part of our agreement, nor was giving hand to this bounty hunter.
But this is explicit here, though. I think he's like, I'm making sure that they're not being harmed. That's why he's entering into this sort of Faustian bargain.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Right after this, he says, "I don't really have a choice, do I?"
Yeah.
And Vader, to his credit, a bad writer would have said no. Vader just remains silent, and it's like
I don't really have a choice.
Let's see it right here.
Choice, do I? What do you need me to do?
Wow, I like that. That was very imposing. Then we got more of this stuff.
Yeah, you can.
It's fascinating to me how in a lot of these scenes, it looks more realistic than a majority of the CGI you see in Hollywood, like the reflections on the helmets and all that. This one, is clearly AI, but when they were having that meeting, it's almost uncanny how this is just a few steps away from being live action. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Get to the dinner.
Let's go.
I just want to see Boba Fett arrive because you know me.
In the fire spray gunship.
Screw you, fake wizard.
What are you guys talking about? It's Boba Fett's fire spray gunship.
Within the hour.
Your ship must not be seen.
I'll move it to the lower hangar for now.
Your ship, the fire spray gunship 2, must not be seen.
Your fire spray gunship must not be.
Bounty hunter.
I wonder if Disney knows that he also has the Slave 2.
No, that's the.
I'll bet they've forgotten about it.
Oh,
that's the indentured person ship 2.
Do you think he has
It's gonna be really awkward. It's gonna be really awkward when they start making merchandise for Return of the Jedi again, and they're gonna call Princess Leia in the movie Boba Fett's gunship Leia.
The one of my favorite Robot Chicken gags. It was Boba Fett and Lando on Cloud City, and Lando and it's Billy D. Williams voicing Lando, and he goes, "Gotta say, Boba, I like this ship. Not crazy about the name though."
No, the best one is
What's
I'm
he-
altering the deal.
Yeah.
And you will wear these clown shoes.
Yep. This deal's getting worse all the time. And you will wear this dress. What? I'm altering the deal. But this deal.
Pray I don't alter it any further.
This deal is very fair, and I'm happy to be a part of it. I love that.
He wouldn't be here unless he had a mark. Someone on that ship. Let's get out of here.
Just wish that they could get the inflection in the voice better.
Lord Vader, the signal jammers are operational. They're drawing significant power from the city's grid, but it will hold.
Give it 6 months.
Seriously, like it probably would be 6 months. Because look at like in the beginning of 2025, we were not looking at things like this.
No, not even close. The last three months has already been a quantum leap.
Yeah.
And once it can get voice inflection and action sequences, it's over.
I wrote a paper.
Well, you guys
in
have
college
seen
about how-
the. Have you guys seen the things been going viral?
Hold on, Martin, what were you saying?
I wrote a paper in college about how the real nut that's going to have to be cracked for AI is voice, because
Yes.
we are less fooled by bad voices than we are by bad visuals.
Mhm.
The uncanny valley is obviously a thing, but bad audio sticks in your brain in a different way.
Yeah. Nolan, what were you saying?
Have you guys seen what's been going viral lately about how people have been able to almost do it in real time now, to where they're appearing in front of the camera and the AI is going to follow their movements? I've seen a dude who managed to make himself look like Will Smith, The Rock, the Joker, and it was like they could almost like stream like how we are right now, but as a famous person. It was
The ones I saw were the old men making themselves look like pretty Chinese girls.
That's what it's going to be used for.
But
I love you, Lando.
Hey! Why you slamming double crossing?
That's from the movie.
But aren't you afraid the Empire's going to find out about this little operation, shut you down?
I've just made a deal that will keep the Empire out of here forever.
We would be honored if you would join us.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry too.
Oh, they actually show you the dinner?
no use of the John Williams score. Very good.
By the way, another one of my favorite Robot Chicken ones is them doing the dinner after they. Han Solo's like, can I have some bread?
Please sit. I insist.
You know, I've had some awkward dinners with my parents too, but nothing like this.
Yeah. nothing like meeting the girl you're dating's father in a tense dinner.
Many rebels dead. Your friend, the rebel pilot, perhaps.
Oh boy.
Is there a point to this?
No, he is alive, isn't he? For now. Do you think you escaped? We let you go, tracked you here, just as we tracked the rebels. We know where they are.
You're bluffing.
Am I? Imagine it. The rebellion crushed. Your friends dead. The pilot who...
Okay, I'm sorry. Watching Darth Vader talk to Han Solo like this is making me geek out a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been smiling the whole time.
It's just two characters that you never see interact.
Have you guys seen those memes? Like, this is why RAM costs $800 now. I'm fine with that price.
I'm okay with it. Full send.
But they still can't get Carrie Fisher consistent on her age.
What are you talking about, Martin?
I mean, just imagine where this is going to go from where it has come. Like we watched where it was 2 years ago. We watched when ChatGPT was making its way and we heard about it on the news and the kids in school are using it. Look at this now. Now imagine where it's going to go. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, that's why I really, I don't think the mass public are aware or prepared for how quickly this is going to hit. Like, people are already talking about, AI is hit, it's a singularity and blah, 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 all this stuff. But when you, and these types of AI projects, to be fair, like I looked into them a little bit, you can't just kind of go into Grok and be like, hey, can you make this scene and just make sure they do this? Like, there's still a lot of work that went into this, but there will be a point where you're literally on your iPhone and be like, hey, you know what? I kind of want to see a 5-minute clip of like Darth Vader talking to Darth Maul, and they'll generate it and make it look like something out of a theater.
Yeah, 100%. Let's keep going.
Destroyed the Death Star. Dead. You are thinking of him now. I can sense your fear.
We're not afraid of you.
Oh, I've had it better.
No? Then perhaps we need a different approach. Take Solo.
What?
Oh, so this is why they torture him. Okay, that makes sense.
Can I just have a bread?
Chew.
Can I just have a bread bun before I go? Please, I'm really hungry. I'm fasting.
I was hoping they were going to do the radio drama version of this scene, and since they do, they do a little bit of it, but it's not as full as I hoped it would be. But
quiet.
Chewie!
Okay, that's better than most action scenes.
This isn't helping. Chewie! Sit down. Let him down. He'll stop. As you wish.
Oh my gosh, that was cool.
See,
Force choking a Wookiee.
This is why I wanted you to see this. Now, I thought that you had already watched this. So
I watched a little bit of it just to see like what it was, and
it should have been the pinch. It shouldn't have been the crush. It should have been the pinch.
I agree, but I mean, look at how good it is, though. You see?
I know, no, it's great. It's just my nerd brain is like, it's the pinch.
Are you
the Vulcan neck
pal?
pinch?
Yeah.
Now take Solo.
Where are you taking him?
How's that deal working out for you now?
It's getting worse all the time.
Take the princess and the Wookiee to the holding cells. Captain Solo will give us what we need.
See, I always thought that him torturing Han Solo was like because of because I thought it was because of the Death Star, like because he's the one that came and shot him in the Death Star.
No, he's torturing Han solely because Luke can feel it. He's trying to lure Luke there.
Yeah, because Luke knows.
I thought it was because he's kind of high up in the rebellion.
No, this is why in that scene, after they let him out of the chair and they take him to his cell and they lay him down there and he's exhausted. And Leia says, why are they doing this? And he says, they never even asked me any questions.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about Han. They don't care about anything about them except the fact that they're his only link to Luke. And he knows Luke is strong in the Force and can feel their pain and turmoil. And that will draw Luke to Cloud City.
Sorry, guys, I've unfortunately I've got to get running. But I would like to just sort of point out one final thing, which you guys might have already spoken about. The AI is impressive. Absolutely. The voice work, the special effects, all of that. But what makes it work is the fact that, as Lauren mentioned, it's the writer. It's the guy who figured this out, like who created the scene, who framed it, who made the dialogue. Like, why don't they hire this guy? Like, I mean, how is it that this one dude on the internet is better than the entire Lucasfilm?
They don't want to hire Star Wars fans. That's the other thing. This guy's clearly a Star Wars fan.
But if the bar is okay, maybe this might sound a little condescending, and so it's not meant to be. But if the bar is just simply a dude who knows Star Wars with his own computer can write out a better scene than the hundreds of thousands of dollars paid Lucasfilm Corporation.
All right, let me explain it this way. We watched The Forbidden Planet, remember?
Yeah.
One of the things that I say is that you cannot judge, especially old films, by their special effects, because you have to judge it based on the story that the storyteller is trying to tell. We'll accept bad and dodgy effects if we buy the characters and we buy the story. It's always the writing. It's always the writing. All the other stuff is just fluff. We'll accept flaws if we buy what's happening on the screen, and that's what Lucasfilm is missing. They're putting up completely implausible scenarios.
Well, this is my point, though, is that if the bar that is set is dude in his basement with a computer, and Lucasfilm can't even meet that bar, how do I get a job at Lucasfilm? I mean, wow. I should. All right. On that note, guys, I got to run. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you,
guys. I hope you all have a very, very happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, friend. Great to hear from you again.
Talk to you later.
I could be misremembering this, but the guy who is after the episode of Mandalorian, when Luke came back, there was a guy on YouTube who redid the deep fake and it looked better.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Lucasfilm
Yes.
hired that guy.
They did hire
Didn't
him,
he
yeah.
quit after like 18 months or something like that?
He left
I'd
the
heard
company. Whether he quit or not, I'm not sure exactly what the situation was, but he did leave, yes.
Wow, that's interesting. I hadn't heard that he left. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
he wasn't there for very long. I think, honestly, at that time there were different methods of developing your in the case of what they were doing was de-aging, and Lucasfilm was primarily into doing like CGI face replacement is what they were trying to do, where what he was doing was taking the agentic stuff and getting all of the stills from the original movies and building it from that. I think his purpose there was not to be a permanent employee. It was to come in and tell them, this is how you do it.
Right.
This is how we do it.
So there was one more. This one is a lot shorter, and this was the Obi-Wan one.
Yeah.
So this is also
Now
hyperspace stories.
This one's much rougher when it comes to the effects and stuff.
Okay.
But the story, again, it's like 4 minutes, and this scene does away with the entire need for the Obi-Wan series.
Oh, let's see.
We've got a ways to go.
You're a long way from Coruscant, Obi-Wan.
Yes, we all are.
Though I must say the scenery has improved.
Master, you look exactly the same.
Death has its advantages. No more grey hairs. Though I notice you've collected a few.
Time hasn't been kind.
Hasn't it?
Wow, there's a lot conveyed in that line. Like, I'm like, where are they going with like the gray hairs banter? And when time hasn't been kind. I'm like, that is such an Obi-Wan Kenobi line. And I'm shocked that the AI was able to convey it with like the exact emotion that was necessary for that.
Just wait.
Oh.
You've grown wise, my old Padawan. I can see it in your eyes.
You know, I've thought about that day. Every day for 22 years.
Naboo.
If I'd been faster. If I'd just been able to...
You did everything you could.
Did I? Because I keep
Cut a guy in
thinking,
half.
if I had been just a few seconds quicker, if I just anticipated Maul's move, you'd still be alive.
Oh, Obi-Wan.
It should have been you, Master.
What?
It should have been you who lived. You who trained Anakin. I was never...
Oh my gosh.
I told you.
This is hitting me right in the heart.
Wait.
Oh.
It gets better.
The advantages of good writing.
We
We're
could have
able to
had
reach
this.
We almost did. They had these two on set. They recorded scenes with them.
We could have had it.
What are we doing here?
They cut it off right before this. This is the scene right after the scene ends.
Somebody needs to be fired.
Like I said, 4 minutes.
How about everybody?
This is all we wanted out of that show. This 4 minutes.
Yes, that's all the show was supposed to be. Was this?
You trained Anakin. I was never able to reach him the way you could have. The boy you believed would bring balance to the Force, I turned him into the very darkness we sought to destroy. Anakin is truly dead, Master. And it's all my fault.
Is it?
Of course it is. I trained him. I was supposed to guide him, to protect him.
Did you teach him about the Force?
Yes, but...
Did you teach him courage, compassion, sacrifice?
Master, that's not...
Did you love him as a brother?
Yes.
Look at me. I didn't ask you to save him from his choices, Obi-Wan. I asked you to train him. And you did.
Uh-huh. That's the line.
I didn't ask you to save him from his choices. I asked you to train him.
Wait. It keeps going. That's the line, though. This is the line that gets through.
Forget Stranger Things. This is a Star Wars episode.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you to save him from his choices, Obi-Wan. I asked you to train him. And you did. In all your years of training, what was the hardest lesson I tried to teach you?
To trust the Force?
Living Force.
To trust the Force. Even when its will seemed cruel. Even when it led us down paths we couldn't understand.
Are you saying the Force wanted the Republic to fall and the Jedi destroyed?
I'm saying the Force wanted balance. And sometimes, my friend, balance requires great loss before it can bring greater healing.
How can you still have faith? After everything.
Because I've seen what you cannot yet see. The man you trained still exists, buried beneath the pain and darkness.
Wow.
You were exactly the master Anakin needed. Not the one who would have prevented his fall, but one who would love him enough to try to save him. The one who's...
Oh my gosh. This is like...
This is why I wanted you to see this. I knew you would appreciate this.
And what he's saying about bringing balance to the Force, like, yes, this is exactly what I've been saying for years.
But I don't know. I got to challenge that because I think they're not getting the George Lucas version of balance correct.
Okay.
George Lucas's version of balance is pure good. It's not a balance between light and dark as we mostly conflate it to be.
I don't think that's what Qui-Gon is saying here, though. I do think
that's what I interpret it as.
He's not saying that balance means that there's the same number of Jedi and Sith. He is saying that the Jedi also lost their way.
Yeah.
And after the Sith are gone, a new Jedi Order is going to be needed that was not blinded ideologically.
Yeah, I think what he's saying, like great loss has to happen for balance to occur. It means like the Jedi had to fall to destroy the Sith.
I'm too emotional then, because I missed that.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, it's your problem, Liz. You're always
I'm upset. I am upset after this.
Whose compassion would ensure his children survived. The boy you watch over,
Luke.
He has the power to reach him in ways that we never could. And his sister hidden safely away thanks to you. Anakin's story isn't over, Obi-Wan. And neither is yours. When the time comes, and it will come, you'll know what to do, just as you always have.
Wait, Master, please don't.
I'm proud of you, my old Padawan. I always have been.
Will I see you again?
When you need me most. But remember, you already carry everything you need. You always have.
Gosh, that's perfect.
Story isn't over, hey? What do you think?
This is insane.
Yeah.
Just good writing pushes sales. Like him talking to that horse thing, I think I felt more obligated to buy a toy of that horse than I have anything that ever came from the sequels.
That's an EOB, sir. Call it by its name.
He got Qui-Gon. He got Qui-Gon so dead on perfect.
Yep.
And not just like the voice or the face or whatever. I'm talking about like the lines that he wrote were dead on Qui-Gon Jinn. The only thing that I would have preferred is if he says, "What is the hardest thing I tried to impart on you?" He should have said to trust the living force, not just to trust the force, because that was Qui-Gon's thing, was the living force.
Yeah,
Or to crush his enemies.
But I mean, this is why I wanted you specifically to see that video, because I knew that one, if anything was going to get you to shed a manly tear, as they said in the chat, that was going to be the one to do it to you.
It came close. When
because Obi-Wan is still broken at this point, and it is this moment with Qui-Gon that he needed to give up on that guilt and to recognize that there was still hope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
4 minutes. 4 minutes of that. You know what you know what they spent on the Obi-Wan series?
It's amazing what good writing will actually do for you.
Yikes.
Just making sure we don't have another chat.
How embarrassing.
Chat, I would love to hear your opinions on this. Send in super chats. Let us know what you think. Here's my other question to the chat and to the panel. How long before Kennedy orders Order 66 on this?
I don't think they'll do that. This is what they will do is they will force them onto the OpenAI platform as best they can. They're going to be trying to set legal precedent, and they'll just monetize it.
You don't think they're going to pull all of these videos down?
They want to own it. They want to monetize it.
Yeah.
Because if they can't make money doing it, you don't kill the thing. You make money off of it without any effort.
Yeah. You're buying to it, which is I mean, they spent how much, $1 billion buying in to OpenAI?
When Disney, something like that. When Disney first when Disney first got Star Wars, there was a big controversy because they pulled a lot of fan films offline.
Particularly that one that was called The Force Awakens.
Did they really? I didn't know that. Did they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think since then they've kind of softened on fan films because like things like SC-38 reimagined, like that stayed up. So
that's a good one.
By the way, I love that. If I watch A New Hope now, like I'll pause and put SC-38 reimagined on at some point because I'm like, look, I'm not for changing these movies a lot, but I'm for making a better duel between Alec Guinness and Darth Vader.
But I mean,
that is not just one of the best. Go ahead, Lauren.
That scene right there. Tell me you're not going to headcanon that from now on.
100%.
I already had.
Yeah.
As soon as. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Wiz.
Now, as soon as Yoda says there's one who's found a way to found their way back to whatever it was at Revenge of the Sith, I was like, all right, well, that's Qui-Gon. They're going to have that conversation. In 2005, that was already headcanon for me.
Because in the novelization, Yoda has a full conversation with Qui-Gon.
Right.
In the novel, which is a great scene, which I wish they would have put in the movie where
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I liked how it said that like when Yoda like asked the Force and the Force answered as it has many times these past few years in the voice of Qui-Gon Jinn. And they have that whole conversation and Yoda agrees to become his apprentice.
Yep.
Which I like.
The one thing that I dislike about this from a lore perspective is that I have always preferred Timothy Zahn's conception of how Force ghosts work, which means they're not permanent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the problem is that if you have this ghost that can just persist forever, that becomes a crutch for both your heroes and the writer. And they should be able, they should act like Shakespeare's ghosts, where they appear for a scene to impart vague knowledge that creates disquiet and distemper in the protagonist and doesn't really solve anything. often causing tragedy in the process.
Well, but especially like like I got really annoyed in the Disney Star Wars lore in
all of the Jedi.
Well, yeah, in the last, I think it was in the Last Jedi when Yoda's Force Ghost calls down a bolt of lightning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, so if the Force Ghost can actually like, and then when Luke catches the lightsaber in the Rise of Palpatine, I'm just like, okay, so if the Force Ghost can interact with like the physical world, like that completely changes the game here.
It breaks everything.
Ghosts aren't supposed to attack. They're supposed to be like Magikarp and just sit there and do things.
But that's like going back to Empire Strikes Back. It's like, if you face Vader, you'll do so alone. I cannot interfere. Why the hell not?
Well, I mean, in the original script drafts, that was one of George's original ideas, was that he thought originally that Obi-Wan and Yoda were going to manifest in the throne room and help to overthrow the Emperor. But he himself came to the conclusion that robs Luke of his arc, and it gives too much power to these Force Ghosts, who are supposed to be the voice from beyond that gives you guidance. That's their mythological purpose. And so in Zahn's conception, by the time of Heir to the Empire, that's 5 years beyond the end of Return of the Jedi, and Obi-Wan's power has been fading. And in that last conversation with Luke, he explains there are barriers that even I cannot, I can't move beyond. And there are certain rules that I have to adhere to. And that's good. You should not have an unlimited, omnipotent type of being. There have to be rules and limits. 5 years feels about right, because that allows him to mentor Luke enough further until Luke can take care of himself and get out of the nest and begin to rebuild the order with still some uncertainty in his mind. At this point, Qui-Gon's been dead for 22 years. And so I sort of have a problem with him manifesting that late in the game, but that's the only real nitpick that I've got.
I get you. I get that. Liquid Fox, member for 15 months, says, if Disney made this, Obi-Wan, sorry isn't over yet, eh? What do you think? Horse alien thing. I think you can go to lose a few pounds because my back's starting to hurt. Cue the Marvel logo. Yep. That's a good one, Liquid Fox. Late Night Rabbit for $10 is Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel. I don't really understand this one.
No, I don't get that one.
Are you in danger, Late Night Rabbit? And this is your this is like your code to tell us? If so, we'll get help. But yeah, guys, send your super chats in. We will read them as we go along.
Bless you.
It's
Thank you.
Lauren, did you read the it's one of the many Obi-Wan books, The Life and Legend of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
No, the one that I read was Kenobi, and that was by John Jackson Miller, and that was a Western, and much better than the Obi-Wan series that we got.
So I really this is a short book. It mostly just recaps through the movies another perspective of Obi-Wan, but it ends with a very clear conversation that the ghosts can't stick around. It's different from Zahn's interpretation, but the ghosts cannot linger forever. So even if Qui-Gon is around, he's still eventually they have to cross over. And I was like, I like that. When their time is done, when the mission's over, they will cross over. When the Force no longer needs them, they will cross over.
There's another reason for it too, and it's the whole conception that George Lucas had behind why Jedi can retain their identity after death, and it's that they accept their natural passing. The thing that the Sith desire is immortality, and the reason that they can't attain it is because they keep trying to grasp for it. And so the best that they could do was a pale imitation of binding their spirit to a particular location where you've got immortality, but you're impotent. You can't do anything. And I thought that there was a great sort of a cosmic righteous irony in that, because all they're left with is now trying to tempt somebody else that they can then manipulate to carry out their will, and it's always a losing game. Now, granted, that's the old EU. That's not how things work in the Disney canon, but I've thrown all of their crap out, so...
Disney's just whatever we want when we want it, no matter how much damage it does.
You know, thinking about these AI clips, the technology exists to take somebody's line reading and alter their voice. I'm pretty sure it's what they did with Hayden Christensen in the Obi-Wan series, right? Like it's him saying the lines and then they turned it into James Earl Jones's voice. So I would love to see these AI clips start to use actual actors to voice them.
I suspect
they might already be doing it.
Yeah, I think some of that is already going on. I think that's how you were talking about the emotion in that one line from Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect that's where that came from, but I don't think it's perfect yet.
Because I can't stand like the very monotone Palpatine that doesn't ever move from there. I saw one the other day that was Luke Skywalker meets Darth Bane. And he basically goes to Korriban and finds Bane's holocron and has before he starts the new Jedi Order and has a whole conversation with Bane. And it's phenomenal, but it's all monotone.
Said that to Lauren once, actually.
What?
Say that again?
I said that to Lauren once, actually, way back in the day.
Yeah.
That one I think is newer. It might have been an older one with the same concept, but this one was from the last couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
Because they're coming out rapid fire. I mean, these guys are getting them out quickly, and now that people like Star Wars Theory are propping them up, and Star Wars Theory seems to really like these because he does reaction videos to them all the time now. Yeah, I think you're gonna start seeing more of this.
Give them something more fun to cover than all the drama at Lucasfilm.
Yeah, right. Well, because it's actual and I love it because it's fans expressing their love of Star Wars and showing us what Star Wars could be again. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
This is one of the reasons that I have not completely given up on Star Wars being able to revive itself, because if people had completely given up and checked out, they wouldn't be producing these things. There is still a core of love for it. And if somebody produces something like that Obi-Wan episode that touches people, you can reignite it. It just takes the right people doing the right things.
My fear for it though is that like what we were saying before, that Order 66 will happen one day, that they're just going to start pulling them all down with copyright claims. So I don't know but I feel like now the optics of that are not good.
No, it's not.
And it's
because you're going to have sequels fans in the mix, and it's going to upset sequels fans as well. It's going to upset their core fan base that they're desperate to retain.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've done enough Star Wars. We have to talk about our main topic for the night, and that is the finale of Stranger Things, going from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows here. Now, Wiz, you and I are the two that have actually seen this, so I guess we're going to kind of be guiding this. Lauren,
Yes.
Martin, and Nolan can ask. Martin, you didn't see it, did you?
No, I haven't seen it.
So you guys can ask questions as we go along. We recommend we both recommend not seeing it. So
better or worse than Lost?
Wiz, what do you think about it? I never saw I didn't last long enough in Lost to get to the finale.
I don't. That's a really good question, Nolan, because a lot of people keep comparing it to Game of Thrones. It's a different type of all of them. It's disappointing, but it's nice to see that there are new ways for us to be disappointed.
Yeah, I would
You're
say
not mad. You're just disappointed.
Yeah, I would say that it's
that's a good way
I
to say
was not as disappointed as I was for Game of Thrones. I'll put it that way. But I mean, I still did, so I have a full review up right now on the channel, and it's probably the fastest rising video in the history of the channel. Because
Wow.
I just posted it a few hours ago and it's already almost at 2,000 views, which for me is Woodstock. So, the channel is still growing and we basically started from scratch. So I've appreciated all the enthusiasm for the Stranger Things videos that we have been doing. But man, oh man. So Wiz, you went to the theater and saw it. I want to hear what that experience was like.
Oh no, I didn't. I was able to watch it from home, thankfully. If I did go to the theater,
I thought you were in the theater for some reason.
No, I started it late. I was about 30 minutes behind everyone else, but even before that, I was just scrolling through on Twitter because I wanted to watch what's the zeitgeist in real time as it's out, and then how does the conversation change? And it did. it did dramatically. People were not happy with it. But I think that the biggest overview here is, hey, Hollywood, if you're watching now, chat, you guys too, when you start something, start with the end in mind. Even if you're not going to get there, you got to know what the rules of your world are. This is something that Brandon Sanderson talks about all the time. You got to understand the rules of the world you're writing in and be careful not to break them. And use that as a formula and have a game plan of what the end is going to be. This is the whole thing with Dungeons and Dragons, right? Well, if you write your own Dungeons and Dragons, what's the best way to do it? You make a really strong beginning and you make a really strong end, and you write the stories as they go along. You don't need to have the screenplays for 7 seasons out the gate, but you have to have a beginning and an end and be able to connect and zig and zag along the way. And they didn't. They had a strong beginning and they had no idea where to go.
See, they are saying, though, aren't they, that they always had the end in mind. Now, I often
they didn't even have Vecna in mind in the beginning. They have admitted this in the past. That's why I don't believe any of this. Oh, we pitched the ending to Netflix in the very beginning. They have openly admitted that Vecna was not in their original plans. They added it late in the game. So I don't believe for a single second that they've had any of this planned from the beginning.
I trust them the same amount I trust who's the Guardians of the Galaxy? James Gunn. Yeah. I trust them about the same I trust James Gunn. And I don't trust James Gunn at all.
Yeah.
The Duffer Brothers fell in love with these characters. And you could start season 1, and season 1 is really good, and it has a really strong plot. And as we move along, season to season, we lose the plot for more and more characters. And not just the growth in number of characters, just time spent on characters talking about my feelings and how I feel, and my feelings are hurt. Oh, how do you feel? No one cares. And by season 4, the plot is really lost. And then season 5, they have no idea what they're doing. People are putting together running lists of plot holes that even this last episode is introduced.
How about the fact that Brenner had a detailed notebook about the Upside Down that was in the Upside Down, and the Upside Down is a snapshot of Hawkins at the moment the Upside Down was created, when El touched the Demogorgon in the first season.
And now here's another unfortunate thing. There's the Broadway show happening right now, the Stranger Things Broadway show. Now, allegedly, I have not seen it myself. I was in New York City over Christmas break, and I was like, well, maybe we'll go. $400 tickets. I said, no, thanks. But there's apparently really strong lore in this Broadway show that's allegedly very good, and it's very informative. But they didn't make the connections in the show to the Broadway show, so we're left in the dark of the explanation of what these dimensions are and how the government was actually experimenting on this before our story begins, and where the little black rock was. That there is so much left on the table.
Yeah,
that's just never going to go explained.
So apparently in the show, Brenner's father is the one that was like investigating the Upside Down or the Abyss, and that got passed on to Brenner. But I hate the idea that Henry was like infected by the Mind Flayer as a child, because when the Mind Flayer is like, come find me, I'm like, stop it. Just stop it. This is dumb.
Okay.
Because he doesn't go find him. He gets banished there. And when he gets banished there, he's like, what is this? I thought I had been sent to hell. Like, you should know what this is.
But see, there, boom, right there in the Broadway show, we see the whole scene where he gets infected. But the story of the show is he battles with the Mind Flayer for years, trying to resist it. And then eventually there comes a conflict towards the climax of the show where he accepts merging with the Mind Flayer. And that's something that the finale really didn't send home. It told us that they were merged, but it didn't tell us that there was originally a conflict there where he had to actively resist the thing telling it, kill everyone around you constantly.
But I have a problem with the idea that he's trying to seek out the Mind Flayer even after joining with it, because he doesn't ever like make an attempt to reach the abyss. El sends him there by accident.
Yep.
So I reject that. Like, I feel like this is all like, I feel like the way this show was originally designed, there was not supposed to be a big bad like human threat. It was supposed to basically be fundamental forces of nature as the threat here. The Demogorgon is not acting out of malice. It is a predator that is consuming. The Mind Flayer is controlling this hive mind, and the idea of a hive mind is to consume and to grow and to spread. It's not doing it out of malice. They turned it into a mustache twirling villain that, you know, ultimately can be reasoned with, that can be spoken to, that can deliver monologues. And I was, that's not as scary as trying to fight a hurricane.
It was otherworldly, and it was Lovecraftian, and there was that aura of horror and mystery behind it. And as the show progressed, by season 4, you made the villain of this otherworldly Lovecraftian world a doofus, human.
This is why I thought personifying the character was always a mistake.
Yeah.
Yes, it was 100%, Lauren. Yeah.
And you, so I want to talk about something that I like, because I think Dustin is the emotional anchor of the show. I think he's the best actor of the bunch. I think that the Dustin Steve dynamic works so well and has worked since season 2 and never faltered. I liked the whole thing with Steve admitting that he was jealous of Eddie. And I liked I really like how the two of them are always kind of paired together. At a certain point, I think like season 3 maybe, Dustin stops hanging around with the core group, and his stuff always then involves Steve, or at least this older brother character. And the idea of the older brother, like the older brother that watches out for you and is there for you, that kind of flies in the face of what Hollywood usually tries to push, because typically older male role models are seen as toxic or doofuses, or, you know, and don't get me wrong, they make every attempt to try to ruin Steve Harrington throughout the course of this show, but he resisted.
They did some damage in that last episode.
How about, Wiz, when they are walking and Jonathan and Steve stop the plot to have isn't Nancy the strongest, bravest,
such a
most
strong,
person?
Independent
female?
She
doesn't need either of us. We suck. This girl is so much better than us and could do so much better than us, and she don't need no man.
She's an alcoholic, though.
Yeah, she's an alcohol. Yeah. She's a complete alkie.
Here's these two guys fawning over her, and she's like, hey, I'm really having a lot of trouble. I'm an alcoholic. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're just so much better than we are.
Practically perfect in every way. I couldn't believe it. And then that's almost immediately followed by another conversation about Will's sexuality to basically rehash what we learned an episode ago. That Mike is like, yeah, no, it's cool. Like, we're best friends. Like, nothing has changed. It's because Mike is the unrequited love interest of the gay character. So because he can't give in and be with Will, he has to bow and scrape and crawl before the altar of his gayness.
I want you to describe the altar of gayness.
It's rainbow colored.
I don't.
What shape is the altar of gayness?
The Prince symbol.
No, don't put that on Prince. No,
I would put that on Prince. You're right.
You know, I've seen described this season and the way, starting with volume 2, the way that they handle everything with Will and through the finale is that it's the equivalent of, I guess the best way to say is like, you had the 90s and early 2000s, you know, Christian films, the evangelist films. And, you know, some of them are very good, but there's a lot of them. In fact, most of them are pretty cringy. and you're like, wow, why can't these be better? And it's this kind, the Jesus man, the memes of the old school Christian evangelist movies. We've come full circle. That's Hollywood now. That's Hollywood's call, where it's purely cringe, it's unrelatable, it's unreal, it's hijacking characters that you used to be able to connect with into unrealistic, unrelatable ways to say, I don't like girls. And it's completely, it's unfitting. It's not real.
Yeah, and not for nothing. They established in season 3 that Will was gay and that Mike knows, because Mike had that line where it's not my fault that you don't like girls. And literally even used the same phrasing. And then Will looks hurt and Mike has this look on his face like, oh no, what have I done? Like he looks like he feels guilty because he knows. Like, and if you had to have him come out in this season, he should have come out just to like Joyce or to Mike, and just had them like stop him midway through as he's struggling and being like, look, I know, I've always known, and it's never been a problem, and it will never be a problem. That's it.
I don't understand how coming out gave him control of his powers.
Because apparently,
I thought it was a fear thing.
Yeah, apparently his greatest fear was them distancing themselves from him because of his sexuality, and not the fact that this tentacle monster from another dimension is going to destroy them all. Like, I would assume the fear that you're going to feel going into this battle is that everyone would die. But
we started this series on Lovecraftian mystery, and we ended on young adult like romance novels for 14-year-olds.
Because here's the thing. Season 1, and I make this point in the review that I posted before. In season 1, the Duffers were allowed to just write from their creative heart. They were able to get it out there. They were able to tell a story that was solely focused on entertainment. But when something becomes popular, when something becomes then mainstream, what I call the activist eye of Sauron starts to turn toward it. And I just imagine this rainbow colored eye of Sauron that's just like, and whether it's Zelda, whether it's Halo, whether it's Helldivers, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, it always happens. The second it gets popular, the conversation becomes, okay, well, which character here can we say is a gay icon? Or how can we insert a stunning and brave female into here?
We just spent maybe an hour and however long watching these Star Wars AIs and getting emotional about them, right? This show advocates for more of that.
Mm-hmm.
This show is, and I was having this feeling, I just didn't know how to put it into words. I haven't really talked about it like this, but after volume 2, I was like, we need more AI. We need more AI because Hollywood can't have the responsibility of making our entertainment anymore. And that's not coming from a position of like, well, we don't want whatever your political bias. It's nothing like that. It's you're incompetent on storytelling now. You don't know how to tell good stories anymore. Even with all the money on the planet, you can't tell a good story anymore. You've forgotten how. And so even the Duffer brothers can't pull it off. And now their names and their legacy, it's going to be mud. Because people right now there's a hype, but that's not going to last for very long. I think this show has a week. I was talking with my brother about this. I'm like, hey, I gotta do a tier list, movie reviews, and then I gotta do a Stranger Things review. Which one is going to fade out of the zeitgeist faster? Which one do I have more time to do? He's like, do the Stranger Things first because that's going to be gone tomorrow. It's not going to last.
I was in such a rush today to get my review out on this because I'm like, I got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yup.
It is. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you have to wonder if David Ellison is now looking at this and is like, oh God, what have I done? Because he has now paid these guys a buttload of money to come work for Paramount.
Well, unless you're right, and it wasn't the Duffer brothers who were the creative force behind that change.
That's true. It could have been Netflix. It could have, it is, the activist eye of Sauron. Once it turns toward you, it's like, okay, well, it's time to start inserting all of the ideology into this thing because now it's popular.
But there's an easy fix for that. Start with the beginning and have an end. and go into this knowing what the end is going to be. I know that that's counter Hollywood. I know that that's counter the Writers Guild, and you're not supposed to do that. But everything you keep writing is crap. It's unmitigated disaster after unmitigated disaster.
I would love to know what they teach today in like screenwriting and creative writing classes in college, because I guarantee you it's all this crap, and that's where people are getting it from.
From what I've looked into, it's you're just supposed to write what you're supposed to write and not continue.
This is why I didn't do creative writing in college.
It's don't go past what you're assigned to do, because don't go past what you're paid to do. Really, that's don't think for don't go too far. Do just enough. That's what it is. And so that's how these showrunners go into these shows. They're not going in with the, they say that there's this creative Bible. The work is proving the other point that the education's working. They're just writing the bare minimum. Now, how you drop the ball on Stranger Things. And it didn't need to be like, you didn't need to kill off everybody. You wanted to save everybody. Okay, we could have done that. 9-year buildup, 12-minute fight, and it's a video game cutscene final fight. And then we get a Lord of the Rings wannabe ending.
These teenagers are fighting a kaiju spider god.
Yes.
And winning.
And poking it with sticks, and they're winning.
Well, Nancy.
I do have a question about that, though.
Go ahead.
Isn't this a child empowerment fantasy show, though, like at its core?
I don't
yes,
know.
But
I guess
yes, but they established rules of the world, and then they disregard those rules in order to fulfill that child empowerment. So now I can't take the show seriously because you established these like really critical rules and then threw them away when it was convenient.
What happened to the Demogorgons and the Demodogs?
They're on vacation.
There was not one in the finale. Not
Marvin,
one.
they have a timeshare.
Yeah.
Okay. They have a timeshare, and they couldn't get out of it this time. Okay. It was vacation time.
I said
I'm
in my
thinking that one of them's got an
Boca.
office job and wears a coat and tie every day.
I said in my review, there should have been an army of Demogorgons like guarding that place to stop them from getting there. And that's when you tap Will into the hive mind, and Will just starts throwing them out of the way.
It's the same line of Luke Skywalker. What'd you think? I was gonna come charge from Last Jedi. What'd you think? I was gonna come charging in and take on the entire Empire? Yes, actually, yes. After all this training and setting up, and Will, I've got control of my powers because I'm confident in who I am. Does nothing. Doesn't do much. Yes, actually, that is what we
everyone
wanted.
thought at the end of Volume 1 when he snaps the Demogorgons, like, oh wow, this is going to come down to Will versus Vecna. And then in Volume 2, when he breaks Vecna's leg, everybody was like, oh, this is the fight now. Oh, they introduced Callie back into this for some stupid reason, just to turn her on Elle, have her be a villain, and then her and Elle are going to fight in the finale while Will's fighting Vecna. That doesn't happen. Callie is there so the Duffers can be like, look, we killed someone.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Is it possible that you're misreading what Will's power is?
No, because Will's
I hope so.
Let me finish. I got a theory.
Lauren saved the day.
I assume there's some telekinesis involved here, right?
Well, it looked like there was.
Okay.
But then he never uses it
and
again.
Will now has confidence because he's basically confessed and accepted his gayness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he could just manifest a ghost hand.
Oh, Manon. I don't know where I thought you were going with that, Lauren. That was not where it was.
I thought it was going to be a.
I got fake wizard to snort. I'm happy.
I thought it was. I thought we were getting like the epiphany. I was all excited, and it was.
I thought this was going to be like, yep.
I was like, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have a video. I'm gonna be like, guys, Lauren got it. I didn't. Lauren cracked the code.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, maybe his priorities were different. He solved his problem.
Oh,
guys, I have the solution to our problem. I know exactly how we can defeat Vecna. It involves Mike's mouth.
Good night, everybody.
Oh no.
No, he doesn't like. What does he do? He stops Vecna at the last minute before he kills L and just holds him there. So that, but like the entire fight, I'm like, Will, what are you doing? Also, he's connected to the hive mind. We showed in season 2 that when you attack the mind flayer, it hurts Will.
Yes,
That's
it does.
gone apparently.
Yep, because the power of gayness erases it.
It hurts Will, and it hurts the
Power of gayness
kids.
compels him.
Yeah, it hurts the kids now that are connected too, because we saw they have the mind flayer particles in them. They were just like, yeah, no, this is too hard to write. We can't write this.
This is part of the, where the Demogorgons. How come? Here's a good one for you. How come in the hive mind mental plane, Max, who's comatose in the real world, is running around like it's nothing, no problem. She's comatose. She can't move. She's asleep.
Yeah.
And her body is atrophying because of the coma. But how come in the dream world, Derek, the little fat kid, runs out of breath?
Yep. Oh my God.
Multiple times. The little obese kid runs out of breath running around in the dream world.
Atrophy and, getting your bones snapped and whatever, that's one thing. Childhood obesity cannot be overcome.
Apparently.
Derek's soul is fat. Like, his soul is fat out of shape. That's how this works.
I mean, or here's another one. There's throughout all of the seasons, the Demogorgons do not like heat. Even in the final season. Oh, yeah, we got to keep the heat on this thing to keep the tentacles from attacking us.
Right.
The sun's on the abyss. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope. Did not. That did not hurt anyone at all.
The whole cold plot line, we threw that away. We forgot. This is almost worse. I think when time's going to tell, this is going to end up being worse than Game of Thrones because of the amount of plot holes and things that went unexplained.
The Demogorgons like the mind flayer likes the cold, and
but they live right in the sun.
The abyss was in the sun, and there was like
in a desert
refraction, like visually.
It's a desert. Desert Canyon.
Oh, this is so hack. This is so hack.
Yeah. Or hey, well, what's the significance of November 6th? Lucas brings that up a few times. What's the significance? If they never really show it until today. We got a Twitter post where the official Stranger Things account says, "Hey, did you see the troop numbers from Henry's Boy Scout troop? It was a 1106."
Oh, it's deep storytelling, guys. We're playing 4.
This is so deep, you guys. It's
unbelievable.
It's the first step of the swimming pool deep. That's how deep we are.
Yeah, it is so surface level nonsense. Okay, so I want to talk about what I think is the greatest writing failure in this thing. It is when they give Elle the proper ending with her dying, with her sacrificing herself to die with the Upside Down. She created the Upside Down so that she dies with the Upside Down. I thought that was poetic in a way. I was like, yeah, right on. You guys actually did the thing. I'm impressed. And then they take it back in the end with this stupid, ridiculous, choose your own ending nonsense because they're cowards. Because, if we kill off Elle, people are going to be mad at us. And so now you can choose to believe that Elle's alive, or you could choose to believe that Elle's dead. So everybody wins, right? No. You are
everybody
cowards.
Lost.
You are cowards. Commit to an ending.
I actually think it's worse than that because of the circumstances of her death. Here's the character. I mean, Hopper gives the pretty good speech about it. And David Harbour, he was acting his butt off trying to carry this show.
He was.
But, David Harbour gives this lecture, he gives this monologue, and he's like, your entire life has been suffering. This is one more fight. We can get on the other end of this, and then, you can actually live a life and all that. I think her sacrifice being this like almost, this unaliving of just it's the same as Man of Steel with the Papa Kent holding his hand out in the tornado. Versus now imagine here, because that's what we do is we're fans, we come up with all these other hypotheticals. If her death was predicated where she needed to stay behind, even if you wanted to do a fake out, it would have been better if, oh my gosh, we cannot defeat Vecna's dead, the Mind Flayer's not, we cannot stop it because it's a kaiju god, and the only way we could stop it is if 11 holds it in place while the wormhole closes.
Yeah.
How much better would that have been?
That would have been great.
Anything would have been better. And now we're going to spend...
They should have had to sever Will and the kids from the hive mind. It should have been like, we have to free them from the hive mind before killing Vecna and the Mind Flayer, because that just adds more stakes to it.
They spent millions and millions of dollars.
$500 million this season.
To do a I don't like girls story instead of giving us the epic supernatural conclusion that they promised us 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is almost unforgivable, because now the more we think about it, I'm like, well, wait a second. They could have done an army of Demogorgons at the end where and imagine 11, like, fully all out supernatural, got to hold him in place. Maybe Will outside. He's trying to break the portal down. Now everybody's involved here instead of everybody going, no, don't. And she's standing there, like Jonathan Kent holding his hand out for Man of Steel. It's embarrassed. That's an embarrassing self-sacrifice, because it feels like a selfish sacrifice.
If Will was, and yes, I see people are asking about how much they spent. Yes, $500 million just for this season. We did an article about it on that Marketplace. But since Will is now part of the hive mind and he's part of Vecna, and Vecna controls the hive mind, why did they even have this a bit like the Abyss as this, like, the final battle taking place in the Upside Down with the two of them throwing the tentacles at each other? Will can turn the Demogorgons against him. Like, could you imagine like that being the final thing?
Demos
where it's just, like,
fighting each other.
Basically, you've got this thing where it's like they are both essentially gods in this world. They control this world. Why wouldn't you have them? Good, because L's got to be the one to do it, because it's always 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. A character that has had no bearing on the plot for a season and a half, she is all the worst aspects of Goku from Dragon Ball, because she's so powerful that they have to remove her from the plot every season because she can resolve it very quickly. And so they always come up with some convoluted reason for her to be far away, and then she shows up at the last minute and resolves everything.
Lazy Superman writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, there is. You can come up with 1,000 different ways that would have been better, but what's the takeaway? They had all the money to do whatever they wanted. They could have done anything, and they squandered a 9-year. I don't want to call it a mystery box setup, because it wasn't really.
No. Until
season 4, it turned into a mystery box. That's when they started mystery boxing, and mystery boxes are dangerous. You got to stick the landing. And they didn't stick anything. And now we're going to spend, I don't think it's going to last more than a week. And there's going to be a week of speculation of people saying, what if? And then it's going to fade into the obscurity it belongs in. There's a trailer just dropped for the animated show. The ratings on that are going to be abysmal.
Mm-hmm. Has there ever been a character more pointless than Linda Hamilton in this season? Dr. K or whatever her name was.
Tasha Yar.
Another what ifs. It's just more what ifs, because you bring her in because you wanted to say you had Linda Hamilton in your show. That's all you really wanted to do.
That's why she's there, because every season since season 2, there's been an 80s icon inserted into it. You had Bob Newby in season 2, which was what's his face from the Goonies, and
Sean Astin,
Samwise Gamgee, and then I don't remember if there was one in season 3, but then in season 4 they had Robert Englund.
Season 3 was supposed to be the Terminator dude.
Don't forget Paul Reiser.
Yeah, Paul Reiser was in it. He was in 2.
Oh, by the way, where was he this season? Where was Paul Reiser? Where was Susie? Like,
he's still chained up to that pole they arrested him to. And we never found out.
The entire military plot line was the beyond dumb. It was just there to throw another roadblock because it doesn't resolve itself. At the end of it, the military comes back, they arrest these people, and then Elle sacrifices herself. And what? They just let them go? They illegally snuck onto a military base, and Nancy shot she shot American soldiers.
They would have been executed for treason.
100%, especially in 1989. You think?
Oh yeah.
You think Reagan's letting that go? Like,
they would never have been seen or heard from again.
Or it's 88. I think it's 88 when they're in this season. Would that have been Bush or would that have been Reagan?
That would have been
89.
Bush's election year. So Reagan was to be president until January 89.
Yeah. Oh, so 89 is where the story ends, and that's 18 months after the finale. So yeah, it's Reagan at this point.
Yep. And right after Reagan, Jonathan's gonna have he's gonna start making communist film idea. Really?
I couldn't believe that. One of the things that I liked in this show was it was so anti-communist. Because like when the Russians show up and they're constantly talking about the commies and how they hate the commies, and I was like, yeah, right on. And then in this one, Jonathan's like, oh, my anti-capitalism film, and I'm just like, really? We're going pro-communist now?
Season 3 was Carrie Elwes.
Didn't I say that?
If you did, I must not have heard.
There was a lot of crosstalk.
I came up with it, Martin. My bad.
So they always have an 80s icon in there. They just had to get one in this season. It was Linda Hamilton, and she just did it for a paycheck. And we learned nothing about Dr. K. Where'd she come from? Why is she so gung-ho about this? What happens to her in the end? Nothing.
We don't even know if she was like actually bad. There could have been a whole heel turn in there of her like actually being good, or maybe she's super evil. Like she never, the military villains never express what their true motive is.
No.
The protagonists infer what it is. There's never a true confirmation. So we don't know why they actually want the girls. They never, the military never confirms it.
You could have taken the military completely out of this entire thing after Vecna massacred everybody at the end of Volume 1. And nobody would have blinked an eye. You had that one soldier guy who was all scarred up on his face who existed solely to fight Hopper in the finale.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And then Hopper couldn't even beat him. Elle had to stop him.
Season 4 ends with the town exploding, with the upside down exploding into the town, and the roads are blowing up. And you think like, oh man, there is no going back home. Whatever season 5 is going to be, it's going to be a new norm. It's going to be a war zone. The world is going to know about the upside. The world is now under attack, and the world's going to have to intervene. And they throw that away. So the entire arc, the entire motivation for causing the explosions in season 4 mean nothing. So Vecna's entire purpose and his urgency of causing this breach is thrown away, because then there's a gap of all this time now. So so wait a second. You had to kill all these kids in order to make the breach and cause the town to explode. And then you're going to go to sleep for however many months and then start doing another stealth mission to get kids to lure kids in for a reason they never confirm what the kids were actually for.
No, just that they had weak minds, and that's why he was using them. Like, why did you need, you needed 4 deaths in the last season to open the big gate, right? To open the 4 portals. You got that. So
I think Game of Thrones is better. Just talking about it now, I think Game of Thrones is better, because Game of Thrones, there was actually an explanation to everything. We just didn't like what it was. With this, I have no idea why people are doing or why the story went in the way it did.
And the biggest plot holes in Game of Thrones is the fast travel, essentially. Like, how did Daenerys get from from Dragonstone to the Wall in like 10 minutes?
Yeah. But same thing with Game of Thrones. Same thing with this. How did they get out of Dimension X? How did they get out of the Abyss?
That's true.
We don't see
I guess they would have had to climb back down onto that tower.
and jump those rocks.
Yeah, it's weird.
It just cuts and they're loading up the trucks back in the Upside Down.
Yep.
There's no explanation for there. This is, I think, when the dust settles, this is not going to be good.
Could you imagine going back in time to like right after season 1 aired and everybody was really like all about Stranger Things and showing them the scene of Elle like fighting the Mind Flayer, like when she like jumps up in the air and rips the Mind Flayer open? Like, also, why is the Mind Flayer suddenly a physical entity again? Because it was a physical entity in season 3 because it had to be, because it made itself out of like, you know, people guts and stuff like that. But why was it a physical entity again? It didn't need to be. And what happens to the actual like cloud form of the Mind Flayer?
You're asking the good questions. I will say, I'm glad we got I would have felt robbed if we didn't get some kind of kaiju, because going back to season 2, season 2 was my favorite because I thought it had a decent enough plot to go with enough characterization that I enjoyed watching it. So season 2 is my favorite. And then they had the talking things after, where they did the interviews. It was a table reading, and they brought in the dean from Community to be like the head of the table leading the conversation.
Dean-a-ling-a-ling.
And they were talking about like, oh yeah, well, we want to bring in all these monsters from Dungeons and Dragons. We flipped through the monster manual, and we were really, like, we like these monsters, and we want to bring in like dragons and stuff. And I would have felt kind of robbed if we didn't get a physical manifestation in some way. Maybe not of the Mind Flayer, but definitely of something. Like a Thessal Hydra, a 3-headed giant Demogorgon would have been cool. There's artwork for it. It's in Dungeons and Dragons for like the Stranger Things licensed version.
So somebody in one of the comments on one of my videos was like, imagine if the finale of this, in the last scene, it cuts back and they're all just kids again in Mike Wheeler's basement, and this has all been an elaborate D&D campaign, because it's the only thing that would make sense and would explain away all the plot holes. And then like Will is sitting there like, I can't believe Lucas made me gay on one of his turns. He's like, dude, I rolled a 40. I rolled a 40. You face the consequences. And then Mike's like, I'm more concerned that Dustin all of a sudden decided my mother was an action hero. And Dustin's just like, dude, your mom's hot. What can I say?
So saying Elsewhere, but for D&D.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
And, like, there was a scene toward the end that boggled me when Mrs. Wheeler and sees Mike at the graduation, and she's like, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, were you ever not? Like, why are you doing this scene? Like this is some like mother-son like touching connection. You have said maybe 3 lines to this child in the entire run of this show. You are a nothing character. Why are we pretending that you matter this season?
Also, your voice is gone. Your throat was exploded by a Demogorgon claw.
Yeah.
You're going to sound like this for the rest of your life. I'm sorry. You're going to sound like RFK. Yeah. You're going to sound like RFK from now on. Like,
you're going to sound like Mark Malkin. You're going to be like, Mike, was this the gayest high school graduation you've ever had?
Oh, and they had to make Dustin a little rebel at the end there. Totally. Yeah.
I was okay with that. I like that he had the Hellfire shirt on, because that was like an homage to Eddie. And I still like Eddie. I still liked Eddie as a character. I liked Eddie's death.
Steve was right, though.
Steve was right. Yeah.
Eddie died for nothing.
Eddie did die for nothing. Yeah.
I had only watched season 4 once, and then I watched the last 2 episodes going into volume 1 of season 5. It doesn't hold up. Season 4 falls apart pretty bad. Not as bad as season 5, but season 4 falls apart. When they're attacking Vecna in his house, they should have just killed him. And they shouldn't have messed around. They could have, I mean, she had a shotgun. Those shotgun blasts were hurting him. They could have just walked right up and just taken him out. They handled it wrong, and it makes no sense why they handled it wrong. There's not a good enough explanation.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just, and I can't, I can only assume that the people, and look, I'm not gonna ever tell someone they're wrong for liking something, but the people that were like, "This was such an amazing finale," I'm like, "Were you
I will.
just
I'll
like?"
tell them they're wrong.
I'm like, "Were you just like surface level watching this? Like, did you not put a second of actual thought into this?"
You know,
I also enjoy whole wheat bread.
Go ahead, Martin.
Some people in our space were talking about how great it was, and I remember thinking, from what I'm hearing, I just don't think it's going to be the take most people have.
No.
Some people like they like the Fruit Loops. You know, they like the Frosted Flakes. They like the Cheerios. It's the sugary cereal, and sometimes it just hits that spot. But unfortunately, I feel like many of us, especially in the nerd space, we're cursed with knowledge. And you're able to, you know, once you see it, you see it for everything. And I'm envious of those people. I wish I could turn this off. I don't want to think.
My wife always tells me that I'm cursed because my career before all of this was I was a ghostwriter, and I would write. I wrote over 30 novels. So I approach everything from a storytelling perspective. And so like I immediately start seeing the holes in a lot of these stories. And it makes it more difficult for me to like something that's not like Breaking Bad levels of quality. So you know, it's almost the curse of knowledge, like knowing what story structure is supposed to be and examining things as a writer. And like the thing that always like annoys my wife is that I'm usually able to figure out where something is going because I understand how stories are put together. So like I can usually guess the ending of something. But the in this I was just like this was the most preschool, like you said it was, I think like a 15-year-old on Reddit could have written this.
And I bet that's the case.
And they all lived happily ever after. That was like, and like this show's main problem, and I think the Duffers have almost acknowledged that this was the problem, is that it has entirely too many characters, because every season we added on more characters. And only got rid of like one character a season. Like Bob, you got rid of Eddie, you got rid of Alexi, like characters that people liked that were introduced that season usually went. You never got rid of any of the core, and you started adding on to the core. Robin did not need to be in this show past season 3.
They couldn't kill her. She was representation. She's not going nowhere.
She was the Rainbow Delivery Service. She was Homo-Wan Kenobi in this for Will. She was there to be that guiding rainbow light to lead him to the promised land.
You know what else? To Martin's point, you're saying, you know, you get a lot of people in our spheres that actually like this. The other thing that I would say is a curse of knowledge with people like us: time. There was a lot of time. We had 9 years to imagine all the possible ways that this could go down, or what things could mean, or where it could all go. And with a lot of people that just appreciate this for what it is, most of them don't look at things other than being surface level. Like, and like there's a gift in that. They just get to enjoy it for what it is, and then like kind of just move on to the next thing. But when you stop and daydream about what things could be in a show like this, or, you know, the same thing with Star Wars, same thing with Game of Thrones, when you have time to like really process what this could all represent, and then this is what we got, that's not good. That's awful. This is one of those things, the curse of time. You can't do shows like this over long periods of time and then not stick the landing, because people will never forgive you for it.
Agreed.
And that's what's about to happen now. Some of the difference is masculine and feminine. A lot of the people who I saw that liked it quite a bit were women.
I don't disagree with that. And I have and this is well, who was the audience that exploded around Stranger Things that sent it into the zeitgeist? Because it wasn't men. It was because women made it normal. There was normie women that got hooked on Stranger Things. And the more women that got attached to this brand, the less it became about plot, and the more it became about character.
The thing that
Stranger Things is not a male brand.
look, the thing that I say until I'm blue in the face, and everyone that listens to this show has heard me say it a million times. Endings are the most important element of storytelling. If the destination is not worth the journey, no one will ever take that journey again, and they'll warn other people from starting it. I can recommend Breaking Bad because Breaking Bad ages like wine. That show is good in season 1 and it's great by season 5. I mean, that show ends so well. But more so than Breaking Bad, something more recent, the show that I think sticks the landing the hardest, and I won't give specifics because Lauren hasn't finished it yet, is Cobra Kai. The last season of Cobra Kai was so good. And just like it fan services, but it does it in a way that just every single lingering plot thread is wrapped up in a way that feels like just perfectly.
I'm glad you say that because that challenges what I just said about the plot versus character thing, because Cobra Kai handles both brilliantly.
Expertly.
So I think it just comes down to who's got the pen and paper.
Yeah.
Who's able to write this stuff.
Yeah, I mean there are threads from season 1 that like I'm not going to give anything away here again because Lauren hasn't watched it yet. But when you find out what the final fight of the last tournament is,
it's so fitting.
You're like when they announce it at the end of the penultimate episode, I had to take a walk. I was like, I can't believe they're going here. Like, this is amazing. Like, I was like, because it was so perfect, because it just, the entire show just became one complete circle. And going back to the first movie, even like the entire franchise comes full circle, and you're just like, oh, just, and like when they say what the fight's gonna be, I like whispered it before they said it, like, because they were like, and the final match will be, and I'm like, they're gonna do this, and then they said it, and I was just like, this is the greatest day of my life. Like, it was it just, I mean, and like,
does he have to fight Elizabeth Shue?
Yes, of course. The
to the death,
the way they close out like Johnny and Kreese's arc, like, just everything is just perfect. And like, you got to think that they knew that they were going there the entire time. Well, maybe not the entire time, because when Cobra Kai started, it was made as a YouTube Red show. So I'm assuming they never thought they were going to have a big budget. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I mean, Cobra Kai was one of those shows where just like, I mean, every season just strengthened it.
It got better as it kept going.
I remember in season, when Kreese comes back in season 2, I remember saying they're going to have to join forces because Danny is all defense and Johnny is all offense. And the core tenet of karate that Miyagi would always say is balance.
The season 3 ending is so good when they're coming together for the first time.
Oh,
at night.
Yeah,
at the Cobra Kai gym, it's so good, and you're like, oh man, now that the team up is going to happen.
Was the season 3 ending? Was that the one where they do the combined school at that point? At Miyagi's house?
The last shot of season 3, yeah, is when Johnny walks in.
Oh, and
with the Eagle Fangs, and they bow to each other that
Yeah.
they're going to team up to take on
Yeah.
Kreese.
Yeah.
And then season 4 is when they bring in the other guy, the other Cobra Kai dude.
Yeah,
Terry Silver.
Terry Silver. Oh.
Yes.
When Daniel fights Terry Silver at the end of season 4, and he beats him using the Quicksilver method, and they're doing the man can't stand, he can't fight, and then he hits him in the leg.
So
the man
good.
can't breathe, he can't fight, and he hits him in the stomach. I'm just like, what is this show? How is it this good?
It shouldn't be.
Because it's way better than Karate Kid ever was. But it makes Karate Kid better.
Karate Kid got a satisfying continuation series, but here we are pulling scraps out of AI to get a 5-minute Qui-Gon scene.
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
So, Martin, did you watch all of Cobra Kai?
Not all of it yet. I didn't really finish the. I didn't finish the last season.
You guys,
I need to.
Last season, yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
The Sekai Taikai is just perfect.
It's silly, it's ridiculous, and you're like, yes.
I loved when Terry Silver when they go to Terry, he's just like, man, I was doing all kinds of drugs in the 80s. I spent an entire summer trying to ruin a 14-year-old. I was just like, what a perfect explanation for Karate Kid 3. Oh gosh,
what a mess.
I love Terry. So when they brought him in, and then when he turns on Kreese, just like it's oh gosh. So yeah, he's around for two. He's the big bad for like 2 seasons.
Yeah,
because then you have that season where it's just him and Kreese is in jail.
Yep.
The show sets its tone at the end of season 1 when they win the because I thought that season 1 was brilliant in how Johnny had this moment at the end of season 1 where he realized that he just trained the bad guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
After the All Valley, and he's uncomfortable
after they win.
And but then when they win and Kreese comes back like he's been in exile because he lost a Pee-wee karate tournament in the 80s. Like, now we can rise again. I was like, what is happening right now? Oh, I mean, yeah. It doesn't get better than that show. It is because it never takes itself too seriously. I feel like I don't know, man. It's everything Stranger Things wasn't. It just,
but you know, it's reasons like that makes me think. Okay, because if on the internet, you know, Volume 2 drops, and people are really going wild. Like there's no way that the Duffers screwed this up. It's got to be that Netflix was involved. You know, there's additional scenes that were cut, and most of that turned out to be false. And it's really just hopium that everybody is snorting, hoping that there's an answer to this.
Mm-hmm. And drug.
But if you look at Cobra Kai, it's like Cobra Kai was really big for Netflix. That was a really big show for Netflix. They bet a lot on that, and Netflix didn't intervene on Cobra Kai. Now, Stranger Things is not Cobra Kai, of course, but Netflix doesn't do that with their biggest shows. They didn't do that with Ozark. Why would they have done that with Stranger Things?
Ozark and Cobra Kai were male skewing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And men don't spend money as much as women do. And I think that observation explains a whole lot of modern culture, that women are the drivers of consumption. And so you cater to them whenever you capture them.
So Stranger Things was turned into a female brand by the end.
But see,
that's my thought.
But that doesn't make
I don't
sense
disagree with
when
that, Martin.
It doesn't make sense when it comes to Marvel and Star Wars, though, because while men may not spend as much money, boys do. Like boys go for the toys.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
at some point we stopped worrying about toy sales anymore, I think, because toy sales used to be the driving force behind everything.
Right. I think part of that is that Disney, there's a lot of cultural things going on there. Disney was focused on advertising to female branded merchandise. And so I don't think the marketing department really understood what was bought in the first place and how to market to men. But in addition to that, I remain convinced that a lot of the executives at Disney don't want to be executives at the world's greatest family brand. They want to be executives at an international technology and media conglomerate.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a fair point. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, I've said this before. I know I've said it to Lauren, that there are a lot of people who are running companies that think they're better than the company. They believe they deserve to be at better companies. My main example of that is McDonald's. The people who run McDonald's clearly think McDonald's is below them.
Yes, I do agree with that. Well, it's like the lady running Cracker Barrel, right? And she ran Taco Bell. Like she clearly thinks that kind of thing is below her. That's why she tried to change it.
Yeah.
So now, here's my question this is a question to the whole panel. This was an event. This was a television event. This finale. Will there ever be anything like this again?
Yeah. Not for a long time, but yeah.
Because I think this was on the level of like when Cheers ended, when Seinfeld ended. Like this was a major TV event.
Yeah. It's going to take a long time. I think trust is gone. There's certainly nothing out right now that's at the level of Stranger Things that everybody's a part of. It would be a brand new topic altogether, but this is a cycle. It'll repeat the same way that Cheers was a big deal, and this is a big deal. I think it'll happen again, but it's going to be like lightning in a bottle, and it'll be something obscure and new.
I was going to say that I don't think it's going to happen again with an established IP.
Yeah, it's going to be something brand new.
It's got to be something brand new that catches on
with no baggage.
You're starting to see people start to create new things again. I mean, look at things like Pluribus. Like Pluribus was created brand new out of nowhere.
But did that stick the landing? Because I've seen mixed.
I didn't like
I
didn't like the last few episodes of Pluribus. The concept of it was phenomenal in the beginning, and I liked the first like 2 episodes, and then after that, I was just kind of mad about it.
Yeah, that's not good because now it's like, are you going to go back for season 2? If it wasn't your job, would you deliberately go back?
If it wasn't my job, maybe not.
Exactly.
I'm not 100% sure on that. Lauren, what were you going to say?
You already answered it. It was you hadn't talked about that show in a while, and so I wanted to know, were you happy with it all the way through? It sounds like the answer is no.
I wasn't unhappy with it, but like I was far less enthusiastic about it. Let me put it that way. It was like, I think binging it would have been a lot better because there are whole episodes of that show where nothing happens.
I hate that.
Yeah, but like the point of it is that nothing happens. But yeah, it's I don't know. And it's another one of those shows where it's like it raises a lot more questions than it answers. Like, when new babies are born, are they a part of the hive mind? Like, what's, I don't know. It's a whole convoluted thing there. So I'm trying to think of like what's the next big thing that I'm like excited / nervous about. It's probably the Scrubs reboot, because Scrubs is in my top 5 favorite shows of all time, and I'm
keep those expectations low.
Yeah, because they've been apologizing for things they did on the original show because just weren't right anymore.
So many times. And did you notice? I noticed in like the trailer that they put out, Dr. Cox calls JD Scooter and he doesn't call him by a girl's name. And I'm like, oh, if he's not calling him girls' names, then what is even the point of doing this? So
everybody, it's you could prepare yourself now to, in your brain, like compartmentalize that this is Scrubs, this is not Scrubs,
this is new Scrubs,
this is new Scrubs, and I could keep old Scrubs over here on its little box, and it's in a little protected little box.
I think
I got glass wall in front of it.
I think I was almost getting excited for it because of how much I like Ted Lasso. And because that's written by Bill Lawrence, obviously. But then like, the main mistake I made, I got really into like the people in a cast watching, rewatching a show podcast for a while. I really loved The Office ladies, but then I made the mistake of listening to Fake Doctors, Real Friends. And it like turned me off of Scrubs because while Donald Faison is a delightful human being, Zach Braff just exudes just being an absolute jerk at all times. And you're just, I'm like, oh, I almost like can't enjoy Scrubs anymore because of how much of a jerk you are.
Yeah. Don't meet your heroes.
Yeah. No, nothing was worse than when I met Tom Welling at a convention and he was like,
he
was like a total like bro. He was like a bro jock. Like he dropped like 3 F-bombs within the first like 2 minutes of me meeting him. And I was just like, stop cursing, you're Superman. Like,
that's super disappointing. You'd never told me that before.
Yeah, I met him and he was so I was like I said the first thing I said to him was like, hey, does it bother you that like you never like were seen in the suit fully? Like he goes, nah, F that. Like that effing thing looked so stupid on me. Like, it would look really, really really, and he dropped like 3 F-bombs. And I'm just like, oh no. Like but you know who from that show was wonderful when I met him was John Schneider.
Oh,
that doesn't surprise me at all.
When I met Pa Kent, man, he was everything I wanted him to be and more.
But I've heard that Welling has changed his tune on the suit.
Of course he has, because he sees where the money is, like where the fans.
Well, not just that, but his kids.
His kids apparently wanted to see him in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a goal to meet like the entire Smallville cast, and I really need to start moving faster on that, because Lord only knows how long John Glover is going to be a part of this world.
Yeah.
Yep. I've only met Tom Welling and John Schneider, but yeah. And they're at the whole cast goes to a lot of cons. Allison Mack will get back to the conventions. The point of this podcast that she just did was so that she could start doing conventions.
Did you ever find that show that Glover did that I told you about, Brimstone?
No, I never found that.
I'll have to point you in the right direction, because he plays the devil.
That sounds so cool. Lionel Luthor playing the devil. I loved that character. What's this, Lex? Dad, you scratched this symbol into the floor with a corkscrew. Well, wasn't I creative? I love every Lex Luthor, Lionel Luthor moment. When he finds out that his father's faking being blind, but they're like tied up together, and he starts fighting against the ropes not to escape because he's trying to attack Lionel. Amazing. But yeah, at the end of the day, Stranger Things, it did not stick the landing. It will likely vanish from the zeitgeist. Like you said, Wiz, I give it a couple weeks and no one will be talking about it again, and they'll never talk about it again.
And it's gone.
Yeah, it's just gone. It's like Game of Thrones before it.
Like tears in the rain.
Yep.
Let's see what you guys had to say. GJ Jensen for 1,000, member for 3 months, sent in a member chat, but there was no message attached to it. So sorry about that, GJ Jensen. I hope that wasn't a mistake. If you were just letting us know that you're here, then hey, good to see you. Actually, let me look back in the chat to see if you said anything afterward. I have to scroll quite a bit because Lauren's been having a whole Star Wars conversation in the chat while we've been talking about Stranger Things. Let's see. Nope, I don't see anything else from GJ Jensen, but thank you for being a member for 3 months. I very much appreciate it. And Liquid Fox 85 for $10 Canadian says they don't write for the fans anymore. They write for the cretins in Hollywood for pats on the back. Why tell good stories when the LGHD TV community makes Hollywood love us? F the fans. That's 100% true. That is 100% true. So
I know he's being satirical here, but I just can't help but think of like a Best Buy where you have like a group of people with their TVs and hanging on the wall in the background plotting.
Yeah.
Hey, there's not to cut you off, but there was because Stranger Things topic. So a Variety article dropped just a couple hours ago talking about what the spinoff is going to be.
Okay. What's it going to be?
Okay, so here's the quote from the Duffer Brothers. This is a Variety article. The spinoff is going to delve into that. Talking about the rock that Henry gets. The spinoff is going to delve into that and explain that, but it's a completely different mythology. So it's not a deep exploration of the Mind Flayer or anything like that. It's very fresh and very new. It will answer some of the loose threads that are remaining. There are hundreds, Stuffers. There's hundreds of loose threads. And nobody gives a crap about that rock. There's a lot of other things we do care about.
And how much are the Duffers actually going to be involved? Because they're moving on to Paramount.
Well, okay, so they're not showrunners, but they're supposed to be providing story.
Okay.
But
so they're gonna be involved to like approve and reject things.
Well, I think as the dust settles on Stranger Things, Netflix will probably remove their creative control on things and give it to new showrunners. And in some regard, we can only hope that that's the case. Not that it matters, because I just don't care anymore. You destroyed any interest I had in this show with that episode 7.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that about does it for tonight. Martin Stone, where can the fine folks find out more about you and what you're up to?
Well, you can find me with Nolan Thunder, Hangry Table, and Trish as one of the Lost Guys. We're over on That Park Place, the channel, is member exclusive for a couple of months before they get posted for free over on T3PO.
Oh, fantastic. Nolan Thunder, what do you got going on?
Well, tomorrow I'll actually be dropping a new YouTube video. It is the second half of my compilation of the first season of Lost in the Files, where I talk about video game and internet mysteries. So if that tickles your fancy, you can find me on my channel at Nolan Thunder. Yeah, I'm hoping to, as long as I can get everything done tonight, should be about a 2-hour compilation of some of my work from the past 4 years. So if you're interested in that to ring in the new year, please check it out.
Excellent. Lauren Connor, what do you got going on Lauren and Apollo tomorrow night?
All of you are joining me to watch the epic musical Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
I was not aware that I was not aware that I was part of this.
Yes, yes, you're a regular guest. You have to be there.
Guests can choose to not be there.
No. You've been enthusiastic about this for quite some time.
So is this episode going to be airing on the Pro channel, or is this the move to T3PO?
I don't think we're doing that yet. I think it's going to be on the Pro channel. Okay. I still haven't heard from Kevin, so I'm not 100% sure that he's going to be attending. That's part of why I need you. It'll be a lot of fun.
Son of a biscuit. By the way, Liquid Fox 85 for $5 Canadian says, fun stream tonight, guys. Hopefully Wizard joins again. Have a great night, a wonderful weekend, and a beautiful new year, everyone. Well, thank you, Liquid Fox, and happy new year to you as well. Wiz, of course, you are always welcome here anytime you want to come on. You just let me know. But Wiz, tell the folks where they can find more about you and all the amazing things that you are up to on your channel.
Yeah, I'm back to making videos over at the Real Life Fake Wizard channel here on YouTube. Took a bit of a hiatus because we were working on this really big project. Fakeportal.com is something we just put up the phase 2 version of. This is a big, massive improvement. It's an indie game discovery network that we've been developing, and now we've just pretty much relaunched it with a lot of new features. There's reviews. It's easier to find games now, and there's a lot more connectivity for developers to share insights on games, and there's a lot more on the way. So if you're looking to find some new video games and perhaps you're bored with AAA stuff, go to fakeportal.com. It's totally free, and we want to really focus on indie gaming moving forward. At least, that's where my team is. Me and my team, we want indie games to be first and foremost. So
I love that.
That's it for me.
Love that. All right. Everyone has given their plugs. Guys, make sure you're keeping it to the M4 Empire channel here for every day for daily videos. We'll have more stuff coming at you tomorrow. Also, make sure to subscribe to M4 Empire Gaming. That is our new gaming channel where we're doing all of our gaming live streams. So we're going to be playing more Claire Obscure Expedition 33, possibly on Sunday, but definitely again on Wednesday. So make sure you tune in for that, as well as other game streams that we're going to be doing over there on M4 Empire Gaming. Thank you guys for subscribing. Make sure you're checking out thatparkplace.com, geeksandgamers.com every single day for all of your news in the entertainment sphere. And that does it for this week. Thank you to everyone who chatted, everyone who super chatted. Sorry, I don't have a closing video, so it's just going to be the intro again. From all of us here at the M4 Empire, I thank you for your attention to this matter, and we'll catch you in the next one.